Welcome everybody to the Risen Pre-Made Unstoppable League. We have a match set and ready to go for you here tonight. We've got Tyrell's Tortugas on the blue side for game one, Mythos Black on the red side. My name is Lindor. I am here with Shibby, and Shibby, we're jumping right in.
And we're jumping right into the pick and ban. This is a round of 12, so this is playoffs, but this is the only match that is on best of 3. Every playoff match after this will be best of 5. Currently, Jace and Viego is disabled. Viego is disabled for, you guys know, it's a bunch of game-breaking bugs. Jace is currently disabled, newly disabled, because of a Q bug that he has where he can double proc it. But we're getting straight into the pick and ban. And Lindor, I see something that we both hate right now. Blue side Seraphine ban. I will continue to hate this ban. I want to force red side to ban it every time. You know, you generally want them to force, you know, banning Seraphine and Tristana, although Tristana has fallen a little bit out of favor recently. Just because, you know, if she can't be flexed, I guess she's not that good anymore. As Tyrell's Tortugas are going to ban Brahmin Kale, one of Mythos' Black's most played mid laner. And no Orianna ban from Mythos Black, which is Tyrell Tortuga's, you know, mid laner's most picked mid laner. But I guess, I mean, it is an Orianna, right? It's no different, you know, like a 100-game Orianna versus like a 300-game Orianna, right? It's all, you know, you play it against it so much, it's not a big difference.
Yeah, definitely one of those standard control mages that everyone has seen time and time again. We'll see if we are going to get that one locked in, but Tortugas starting off the Nocturne pick here. It's something I like to see early on in the draft. Can be flexed into 3 different roles right now. We are going to see where they are going to be putting that one here. And it looks like Mythos, they want to get themselves some engage down here in the support role. It's going to be Leona. And if they lock the Tristana in beside this, that is a potent bot lane here for them.
Yeah, the Rel is still up too. It's really weird. I mean, I guess Rel, Leona, Alistar are kind of these 3 interchangeable champions. But I expect Tyrell to go for either the Rel or Alistar and give their mid laner Orianna, you know, that ball delivery system that we're so accustomed to seeing. As we see the Lovers duo locked in, so now they've locked in their support, their jungler, and their ADC. Xayah or Rakan technically have to be picked together. I don't really like Xayah with any other kind of support in the meta right now. I mean, she can work with like Rel and stuff, but I think they're just unfortunately, they're just most potent together, just the way they were designed. And I think Rakan provides so many various follow-up engages, can be the main engage, so a lot of flexibility there. And I don't know if we're going to see a jungle Lee Sin from Mythos. This could be the lane Lee Sin that has been getting a lot of popularity recently in Korea and China. So I'm gonna wait to see on that. It's probably jungle, but I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen lane Lee Sin picked in other leagues recently, Lynn.
Yeah, definitely can be super strong in the mid lane and in the top lane, so we'll have to see how that one is going to be shaken out. We are seeing the Orianna ban go down now, so that one's going to be taken away here in the second phase of bans, and some focus here, as expected, towards some of these solo lanes. Sylas taken away, Wukong off the table, something that we've seen have some success up there in the top side as a carry from the top lane, and Darius banned away here as well. We've seen some jungle Darius coming out. It has seemed pretty strong in some scenarios. Of course, can be a flex pick, can go up in the top side there, but we're not going to be seeing it here in game one. What do Mythos want to go for here? I'm kind of looking for a little bit of insight into how this team comes going to be shaken out.
Yeah, well, I want to say they should lock their top laner in. I think they should, you know, save their mid counter pick, but I guess they don't want to. They just want to take the Victor. I mean, a lot of mids have been taken out, a lot of strong ones, right? Orianna, Sylas, and some pocket picks like Cassiopeia, Kale, and stuff like that. So really, there's nothing out there to match the wave clear other than maybe a Syndra. You could go for like an Anivia here. This is a good Anivia angle. I mean, Vigar is one of Tyrell's you know, played champions as well. I've also seen it on both sides. So we're gonna see what they go. But now this pretty much confirms that this Nocturne is going to go into the jungle. Now we see the Malphite. And yeah, this is the Vigar, Lindor. Yep. I've been doing a little bit of research. I've been doing the calculations. It's a very strong team. It feels like Tyrell's comp is very strong in the team fight, but they also have a lot of pick potential, right? Vigar E, Cage into Nocturne R is pretty much, you won't be able to dodge it. You have to flash out. But we're going to see what Mythos locks in against Malphite. I'm unsure what they want to pick. They could go for that AP top laner that is stronger against them. You know, can't itemize too much armor and make them so strong. So very balanced comp from Mythos, I'd like to say. They have a front line. They have team fight. They have a consistent AD carry threat. They have a lot of wave clear mid. Like their comp makes sense, right? It just makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. The Leona's the primary engage. Got the Lee Sin, the Cho'Gath to follow things up there for sure. And like you say, these hyper carries in the backline, Victor and Tristana, both scale incredibly well. They have some decent mid-game spikes there too. So I'm liking what I'm seeing here from Mythos. We'll look over at the other side, and you talk a little bit about the pick potential, of course, with the Veigar, with the Nocturne and things like that, but they also have that strong primary engage with the Malphite ultimate, the Unstoppable Force there. The Rakan, of course, to follow it up, getting some bouncy castle things coming in there. And the Xayah doesn't have a ton of peel in this comp, but doesn't really need it. Provides a lot of self-peel for herself with the Featherstorm, with the root there with her feathers as well. So both sides looking like some team fighting here. And jumping into game one, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, and the tale for Mythos is going to be, how are we going to get onto this Xayah, right? Veigar's a little easier, doesn't have too much of it, like an escape, Xayah, like you said, has the flash, has the Featherstorm, like you mentioned. Rakan can peel for her and has that extended E range, so it's even harder for them to maybe even get back onto her. And so if Leona just misses or whips, it has to be on this Lee Sin here. He has to insect. I mean, when you pick Lee Sin as a jungler, even when it's not necessarily meta right now in the jungle, right? When it's out of meta, you always have to have that threat of, I can insect. And if you can't insect, if you can't reliably get those flash kicks off, you are pretty much a useless champion, in my opinion. After 10 minutes, after post, level 6, if they can rely on you not hitting your insects, not hitting your Qs and everything like that, you're pretty much a glorified caster minion, in my opinion. It's just, you can just go in, you do some damage, you get out, and that's it, right? You can't really do much more, while Nocturne, very easy to execute. Point and click ultimate. The sphere is really impactful in these fights. Just the way he can affect the map and force teams to play differently is so much more valuable the later the game goes on, right? Unless, this guy can perform on the Lee Sin, and I think that's what we're going to look for in Mythos, because Leona's engagement is telegraphed. It's very, you can see the R coming, you can see the flash E, and you can dodge it. But Lee Sin, if he has the mechanics, if he hits a Q onto maybe Malphite, can engage, maybe flash, ward hop onto the Xayah. It's very all, 1, 2, 3, very quick pace. So it's going to be on Mythos to really look to reach this backline, and I think it's going to be a difficult time for them.
Yeah, a ton of potential there from the Lee Sin, but like you say, 100% comes down to the execution, and so we'll definitely be keeping our eyes on that one. And one thing that you touch on there a little bit is how the early game here for Lee Sin, right? The Nocturne's going to be farming up to level 6, and Lee Sin's going to be looking for those ganks non-stop through this early stage. Veigar, very immobile there in the mid lane, going to be after and careful with how he manages the wave and not get picked on a little bit, because this Victor Lee Sin combo really dish out a ton of damage, and if a snowball can come through from Ad Pickle, it makes that late game Lee Sin just that much easier to execute. You have a little bit extra damage, a couple levels up, you feel a little bit tankier getting in those fights, so coming down to that early game snowball, and it could help a lot here for Ad Pickle on the list.
Yeah, Tyrell's Tortugas feel really, their comp is just really easy to execute, right? It's click R, and that's it, right? I mean, Nocturne into Malphite, man, this is going back to season 3, season 4 of LCS, where CLG used to run this composition, right? They turn the lights off, Malphite is TPing in, flanking from somewhere, and you don't know where he's coming from. So he can get a huge ultimate off. And naturally, the Nocturnal makes you want to group together, right? You never want to be singled out. But when you're playing it into a Malphite, it's counterintuitive, right? Because he hits that 4 or 5-man stun, you get caged, you get featherstormed, it's over, right? So I feel like Tyrell's Tortuga has the composition advantage and easier to execute, while Mythos is, a lot more snowbally, right? God forbid this Tristana or Victor get a kill or two in lane. I mean, they're just going to take over the game, right? Victor's ultimate does so much damage, with items and just getting them ahead early, and especially Tristana, it feels just so oppressive.
Absolutely, it does. And that's going to be the name of the game here for Mythos. They're going to be looking to get into things early, try to snowball one of those late game carries and really accelerate the pace of the game from there. Try to get online with the Tristana, online with the Victor as fast as possible, and then with a strong bot side, with a strong mid lane, they can start snowballing into those dragons, get those stacking up, and they have enough frontline, enough engage there for themselves with the Leona and the Cho'Gath like you talked about, so it's going to be a good look from them. We are going to see if Tyrell Tortugas can kind of weather the storm through that early game, not let too much go to the wayside, not give Mythos too much of an advantage in the early stages, because like you say, this team, it's going to be a good look if they can reach the team fights at an even state. You talk a bit about the Malphite Nocturne combo and the easy follow-up that they have from that with the Rakan going in, with the Veigar cage getting down on those knocked up targets. So I'm going to be looking especially for Ad Pickle on the Lee Sin to try and get involved in this early game and snowball one of those lanes. We are going to be jumping onto the Rift here, everybody, in just about a minute and a half. We're just waiting for the spectator delay here. We're going to take a little step back, but we'll be right back with game one, so don't go anywhere. Welcome on to Summoner's Rift, everybody, for game one of Tyrell's Tortugas versus Mythos Black. We are loading onto the Rift here. Once again, my name is Lindor. I am here with Shibby. And Shibby, talk me through what you're seeing here. Summoner spells, rune choices, anything spicy?
I mean, I don't see anything too spicy. I mean, the Veigar with the Electrocute is kind of interesting, right? I mean, he's definitely going for that high burst. Like, once he hits 6, I mean, if he gets you low enough, he'll try to kill you, right? The combo is like E, Q, W, and then the R or the auto attack proxy electrocute, and you just get bursted out. I mean, I like when Veigar's kind of go Summoner Spellbook. They go Arcane's Comet. Some of them even go Phase Rush. Sometimes they go with the extra mobility, but I mean, it'll be interesting to see if this electrocute actually procs enough for him to abuse this Victor. Victor has a little bit more range with his laser, right? If he's doing that, you know, classic fadeaway, walk back and laser, as we see stuff trading into the top lane. Raleigh's gonna have to walk this out. Like, you can't really do much here. Yeah, just go back, man. Just don't even Don't even dance with him. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Very standard rune choices. Their support for Tyrell's Tortugas does have the ignite instead of the exhaust. It'll be interesting to see. Both of them have ignite, so they definitely want to go for the kill here. But I'm expecting this mid lane matchup to be kind of even. The bot lane is where I expected to get kind of spicy and explosive around level 2 or 3. We're probably going to see a lot of action, but top lane is just going to be a wet noodle fight, right?
For sure, yeah. Malphite, Cho'Gath, not going to be too much going on down or up here. But yeah, down in the bot lane, Tristana Leona is going to be very, very aggressive. Level 2, level 3, looking for King Ducks to go in, look for those heavy trades. As KD, he's going in. He's going to be taking some damage here, trying to get that grand entrance down. Is going to miss that one. Some trade damage going back and forth there, but it is going to be the Mythos bot lane getting the better of that trade here so far. We are seeing some opposite jungle starts here, Shivy. Lee Sin starting on the top side. Looked like he's going for maybe a 4 camp clear, maybe a 5 camp clear into a gank. On the other side, pretty typical here from the Nocturne. Memories be made. Looking for that 6 camp into Scuttleclad clear, trying to get level 6 as fast as he possibly can.
Yeah, and, you know, with the lanes shoving, I want to see Lee Sin, or in this case, Ad Pickle, just kind of bully Nocturne and just delay his level 6, right? It's not even if you take the camp away, it's bad, but if you could just give your laners that extra, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and just impede and slow this Nocturne's clear down, it'll be so much more valuable for your team later on, right? They don't have to worry about that level 6 coming in as early as possible. So, you know, all the lanes have priority on the side of Mythos Black. So he can pretty much look to invade anywhere right now. I want to say, since they've started, you know, smartly, I guess, with Memories Be Made or Ad Pickle, both of them starting on opposite sides, you're not going to really see some invade shenanigans right now. But like you said, I think Nocturne's just going to get his blue buff, get this Scuttle Crab, and then probably go to his, if he's efficient, he will go to his Gromp, right? And then reset or look for a gank. And this is where the dreaded, you know, 2-minute, 45-second ward that laners can put down. And there's really no counterplay for junglers. You have to either think of a creative gank path, which Lee Sin can do, or you just kind of show your presence, say, hey, I'm here, right? And look. Yeah,
speaking of, Memories Be Made trying to get a gank down into this lane. Unfortunately for him, it was that spell shield blocking the E instead of the stun. But now Kuba Ori getting caged up, does have to burn the flash, and look at this. We got a party in the mid lane. Mythos is here. Pickle trying to go forward. Don't think they're going to have the gap closed to be able to find this one. But 4 members strong, Mythos not scared to send some members into the mid lane, trying to get a skirmish here now. Sonic Wave is going to be going land and down. Mobster Penguin with a little bit of zone control there with the cage is going to dissuade any sort of re-engage.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel that trade went in the favor of Tyrell's Tortugas, just because Kuba Ori is now like, look at him, he's 25% health. If you're Nocturne, if you're a jungler and you're entering your jungle with a little bit of health, you can still walk back in and heal up a lot, but this Lee Sin is doing exactly what we predicted, or what I wanted him to do. He's taking the Krugs of this Nocturne, delaying this level 6, and Nocturne didn't even go back and take his Gromp, so that thing is still level 1. So when he goes and takes that, he's going to get less XP, he's going to delay his level 6, and this is just an efficiency game on the side of Memories Be Made, and he's losing right now.
Yeah, and now he's going to be getting found out. King Duck still on the roam here in the mid lane. Memories like, what is this guy still doing here? Ad Pickle joining the party, flashing forward. Kuba Ori TP'd back to lane and is now able to collapse for this fight. That's going to be a nice tether landing. King Ducks unfortunately grabs the first blood for himself, but Mythos, they're going to be happy to grab the first kill in this game.
Yeah, unfortunate that it's going on to the side of Leona. As I'm not allowed to talk, Lindor. There's some action.
Yeah, Raleigh has to run for the hills. Ugly Fat Kid looking to get the chase down. One more auto would do it, but the flash away from the Malphite is going to mean he'll survive for the time being. But this bot lane priority that Pickle and King Ducks have been able to grab is going to secure them the first dragon. And an Infernal Dragon early on, that's going to be huge for this team, specifically for the Lee Sin. Some extra damage on the Sonic Waves coming for these ganks is going to be huge for him.
Oh yeah, this early 5 minutes in, that's the difference between, you know, a kill in the bot lane versus them living with 1 or 2, you know, bars of health. And it's so impactful early on. It swings the trades in your favor. I mean, when you were losing them, you can burn resources more efficiently. As we see, Kuba Ori has that blasting wand, is just able to abuse Vigar in this mid lane. Look at how much damage. And Monster Penguin is trying his best, moving around, bought the boots, but can't really do anything. And like we mentioned, unfortunate that I went on to the side of Leona, but he does have the roam boots. There's the mobility one. So King Ducks, no stranger to roaming, even at level 2, level 3. So hopefully she can, you know, use that turret advantage and even get some more kills onto this jungler or Vigar. And right now, small gold lead on the side of actually Tyrell's Tortuga. I mean, it's about 100 gold. It's really negligible at this point. But, you know, what are you looking for in Ad Pickle? Like you said, you want him to snowball, you want him to get stuff done. Where should he go next?
Well, I think that this is a good start already. Him and King Dux have been doing a good job comboing up together. We saw him trying to get some counter jungling done in the bot side. And I think for him to continue to group up with King Dux, who, like you say, no stranger on the roam, is going to be key for them. I think if King Dux can time his recalls with Ad Pickle, maybe look for a sneaky roam into the top side, maybe look for some more action in the mid lane, that's really going to be what's going to get these guys off to the hot start. First blood is something, it's a start, but yeah, they need to keep snowballing this game, keep trying to get a couple kills onto the Victor, maybe even on the Tristana, and then that's going to be the recipe for them.
Yeah, and, you know, Noon Quiver coming out on the side of Tristana. You know, we have the Caulfield Hammer coming out for Xayah. So this ball lane is pretty standard. I mean, Xayah was able to get that nice gold lead on the side of, or in the CS lead on the side of bot lane. So right now she's about 600 gold ahead of this Tristana, about 2,500 to about 2,000 gold.
Level 6
first ultimate coming in the mid lane.
Paranoia is down. Trying to flee is Kuba. Ori has just a sliver of HP as we have traded in the bot side here as well. King Dux going to be able to run away as CVTC also able to use that heal and get out of any danger. Kuba Ori didn't burn any summoner spells. He didn't have any available, but he's able to walk out of that first gank, and Memories Be Made using that ultimate for the first time here, not going to get anything. It's going to be about a minute or so before he can try again with the Paranoia.
I don't know if King Dux
King Dux, he bit off more than he can chew. The last auto comes through. Oh, and KD is just going to survive with a sliver of HP. CVTC went for the fadeaway Tristana ultimate, but not quite able to find the damage as we see Ad Pickle sneaking his way into some top lane bushes here. Could be a potential dive angle. Ugly Fat Kid has that ultimate available shortly, but it looks like they're going to call off the attempt.
Yeah, Memories Be Made. Sneaking, you know, thinking about, you know, yanking this top lane. Maybe knows what's up. It's Cho'Gath aggressively pushing this lane right now, and Ad Pickle is just wasting a lot of time. Hopefully he gets something out of it, and looks like he's just going to safeguard. Oh, hits the Q.
Sonic Wave does land. They're going to be able to grab that one. It was the ultimate used by Ad Pickle as he's going to walk in to Memories Be Made. Looking for the chase down here. Ugly Fat Kid trying to help his jungler out. Has to flash. He's going to die, though. Takes 2 turret shots. The fear is going to finish him off. Memories Be Made. He's up in the top side. Right place, right time. Picking up a kill there for himself as we might have some
King Dux
action
is here, though.
Over this Scuttle Crab. King Dux is here. Both the mid laners looking to join the party. Memories Be Made. Going to get rooted up. Sonic Wave does go wide, but this guy, he's got nowhere to run. He's just a lowly Nocturne, and he's going to be going down. Smite for some HP, but it's not going to matter. Kuba Ori grabs the fight. Monster Penguin looking to try and chase down, looking to bait this fight because he's got Raleigh on the way, but Ugly Fat Kid, he's already arrived with the TP. He's going to be showing up
Raleigh
for the
has
fight.
ultimate.
And Mobster's not long for this world. Nom nom. They take the 2 kills up on the top side, but now CVTC trying to get away from the gank, or the dive rather, is going to be able to do so. Everything coming up Mythos here.
Yeah, and, you know, they're making the right plays, but just leaving your Tristana in the bot lane. King Dux may be roaming a little too much as I'm not allowed to speak. Lindor, there's some more action. Oh,
Raleigh is just keeping on. Has the ultimate available. He is going to get them off the Rift Herald for the time being, but not on this. Oh my goodness, Unstoppable Force is going to be used now. King Dux, little bit of HP back. Paranoia up just in time. He's flashing forward. He wants another one. Fear going to be going down. One more auto. It's the double kill for Memories Be Made. That is the longest skirmish of all time in the top lane. And it won't stop yet. Memories Be Made is going to be going down. Raleigh now's in trouble. No summoner spells available. No ultimate available either, but his mid lane's going to arrive just in time as he limps away from the fight. Chibi, we got non-stop action here in game 1.
Yeah, and in all that commotion, Lindor, what they didn't realize is in that bot lane, Xayah is now 4,500 gold to Tristana's 2,700. That is a fat gold lead onto that Xayah. That is so many items, so much more. Essence Reaver to Noon Quiver. While everything was happening, CVTC was just getting dove, was getting pushed out. Turret plates were going onto the side of Tyrell's Tortugas. And although it looked like Mythos Black was being proactive, getting the kills onto the right people, oh man, so much gold was put onto I Poop My Pants, and hopefully he doesn't poop his pants during this game.
Definitely has the carry pants on, and you don't want to be getting those too dirty. We have the second dragon spawned up here. It is the wind dragon, and it looks like both teams looking to converge on the area. Memories being made, no ultimate available just yet. They're looking for a pickoff. Victor's gonna flash away from that one. AD now with the dash. Oh, that's gonna be the charm coming through. Ad Pickle looking very, very low, but Memories be made. Just barely gonna finish him off before he falls himself. 1 for 1 on the trade here so far, but the heal's gonna come through just in time for CVTC. Not gonna die to the Malphite Q either. King Duck's running for the hills. He's got 100 HP to work with, but Mobster gonna finish him off. It's 2 for 1. In the bot side river, and mid lane priority going heavily over to the side of Tyrell's Tortugas. Poop my pants. He rotated up here to the top side. He's got more plates on the menu.
Yeah, this guy's gold lead is ballooning. 5,200 now. Strongest member on his team by 1,000 gold, and is essentially up 1,200 gold onto this Victor. I mean, it is insane how much gold is being funneled, and he has not been in any of these team fights yet, only in that one bottom lane kill. It's scary to see what happens as KD gets chomped.
Has his lover available to dash away to, but they're not going to be able to return much damage down. Kuba in the mid lane is going to get his recall stopped for now, but look at this. King Duck's on the roam once again, is going to force the Feather Storm out for my poop my pants. And now it's the Solar Flare. They're looking for the re-engage. Really nice Feather Storm going to pull them back in. Ugly Fat Kid looking low. It's a double knockup from the grand entrance. This bot lane, Shibby, they're putting on a show. They're going to get one as Raleigh's engaging on the bot side too. Paranoia's in. Turn off the lights, baby. CTTV is going to run away for his life. And Victor actually turns the fight on its head. Kuba Ori standing tall in the fight down here on the bot side, but on the top side, it's all coming up. Tyrell's Tortugas, Poop My Pants, and Gay D. They got everything going for them up here.
Yeah, overall 2 for 2. But, you know, if Tyrell's Tortugas is smart, they won't engage that. They'll let the kills happen in the top lane. The Cloud Drake, unfortunately, going onto side of Mythos Black. Now, this is about a 22 to 23 minute Dragon Soul. The Soul will be Mountain Soul. So you really want to not let Tyrell's Tortugas stack those 3 to 4 Mountain Dragons, right? Oh, man, that Malphite's going to get big. Nocturne will get tanky. Everybody will be so much more harder to kill on the side of Tyrell's Tortugas. This Mountain Soul really needs to go in the favor of Mythos Black. But, man, Xayah's looking scary. Noon Quiver now. Essence River has the pickaxe, has the upgraded boots. I mean, you just saw him shred through that Malphite and Leona like they were butter.
Yeah, Cho'Gath and Leona looking for the fight up there on the top side, but they don't really have much damage between the two of them. Ugly Fat Kid had his ultimate available, but was never able to close the gap. A nice Feather Storm from Poop My Pants and some peel coming through from Gay D. I mean, these guys are doing a fantastic job. It is going to be the Rift Herald. Started up here for Mythos Black. They're going to try and grab this one. So far, it doesn't look like Tyrell and the squad want to try and contest this one. Gady in the area, but I don't think they want to go for it. Maybe looking for the fight after the fact. They're TPing in with the Malphite. Look at the damage coming with the feathers. It's going to be the Soul if they're coming through. They're trying to kill I Poop My Pants, who doesn't have Feather Storm available just yet, but King Dux has been stunned up and taken out. It's going to be 1 for 0, but the Herald's in the pocket of Ugly Fat.
Yeah, and the objective control has been phenomenal on the side of Mythos Blacks, but I guess that was Tyrell's Tortuga's main goal, right? Wherever the team is on the side of the objective, just shift him over to get more plates, more turrets, and I mean, they did a fantastic job. It reminds me almost of the olden, you know, Season 4, Season 5, the lane swap meta where you'd just take down turrets and push them as fast as you can, but I Poop My Pants has so much gold on this team, and man,
look at the baby cage coming down. They're going to get one. Gady flashing over the wall, trying to find a disengagement here as Ad Pickle gonna look for the trade kill, but not gonna find it here. What a fantastically executed dive.
Yeah, and now this Xayah is joining fights, and it's looking scary for Mythos Black. Where they thought they had an advantage originally, it is just slowly slipping away, right? These team fights.
King Dux wants to get some vision down, but Memories Be Made says, nah, man, this is my map now. And that's gonna be another kill going over. 5 kills on the Nocturne, 5 deaths as well, but he's got some gold in his pocket. And he's just about ready to complete that Stride Breaker, I think.
Yeah, he's going to go for that Stride Breaker build. You know, it's a nice build. I like it. You can redirect. You can, you know, after you ultimate, if they flash or WOA, you can use the Stride Breaker to, you know, engage onto them. But CCTV is done.
He just gets decimated. He's been getting dove time and time again. That is the first time that he's gone down here. So managing to perform well under pressure here, but CVTC unfortunately will be the victim of that dive in the mid lane. He's down over 50 CS, and how much gold here, Shibby? We got 4.5K. Oh my word, 3.5K.
Yeah, about 3.5K now, and that's just because of the fact that King Dux was more focused on roaming, more focused on getting other laners ahead. And there is a thing as too much roaming, guys. If you are a support, you want to start syncing your roam timings with back timings, right? Shove them in, or if your AD carries backing, since you're faster, since you have these boots, you want to get 1 or 2 roams in, but you don't want to stay around because this is what happens, right? The enemy bot lane, they just stood in the bot lane. They just took the CS. They dove this Tristana time and time again, forced her to back, not killing her necessarily, but just missing out on so much EXP, so much gold. I mean, Poop My Pants was rotated into the bot lane, took the tower, 10 minutes, rotated him up to the top lane, took another tower at like 14, 15 minutes. Was able to get a majority of those plates. I'd love to know. I think it was about 8 plates total she got, which is so much gold in her pocket alone. And now, when Tyrell's Tortugas are strong, is like you said, this team fight. If they're coming out into this 10 to 15 minute mark, like you said, 1,000 gold behind, 2,000 gold behind, they're fine. Lindor, they are 5,000 gold ahead at 17 minutes. That is a beautiful spot you want to be in as a team fight composition.
Certainly is, and we do see some scaling options on the other side, so it's not like it's over and done here just yet. However, if you are Tortugas here, you're feeling pretty damn good. 6-0 on the Xayah. That's going to be a massive 80 carry. Lots of damage coming through. Should be looking to finish the Infinity Edge third, I do believe. And that 3-item power spike here for the Xayah with the Rakan following up. With the top lane potential dive here. Mobster Penguin trying to kite things out. He's going to be eating a kick, the damage coming back out. Primordial Burst is going to get the trade kill. So Mobster Penguin, nice job there to go 1-for-1 in the top side. Unfortunately, it is going to be Ori able to grab this one up, and they even have Shelly summoned up here in the top side. But mid lane, the push is going here to Tortugas. Poop My Pants relentless on this siege.
Yeah, and playing like, no cares in the world, which is what you have to see out of your 80 carries when they're 5-0, 6-0, right? You don't want them being afraid of these tanks, these engage. You want them aggressively taking this tower, because if they're not going to play this right, like you said, Mythos Black can scale. They can stall this game out. And I like the item adaptation from Mobster Penguin going for the Leandries, just being able to burn this Cho'Gath and this Leona down. And, Xayah is not really the one to go Kraken Slayer or, Bork in these kinds of builds. She's going for that Gale Force like you said. And that adaptation right there could be the difference in, this Cho'Gath dying, 10 seconds earlier or living that much longer and just being a tanky nuisance, because Xayah still has to get more items, still has to, get that Infinity Edge like you mentioned before you can really start shredding through everybody.
Definitely true. Liking that adaptation there. And we already talked about it a little bit, right? This Stride Breaker from the Nocturne, but I really love that choice. Oh my goodness, lights have been turned out. Paranoia is in the Spell Shield from Memories Be Made. He's looking for the kill. He is going to get it. Ori trades it back as he flashes away and finds some damage on the way out. 1-for-1 trade there in the bot side. But map pressure here, Shibby, it's just Tortuga running the show right now.
Yeah, and if I'm Memories Be Made, I'll take that. I'll gladly take that 1-for-1, right? Taking the wave clear away on the side of Mythos Black, now you can have your other members of Tortuga to just rotate into this mid and top lane, right? Xayah was able to get that mid lane from the sole reason that they had no wave clear on Mythos Black, right? And now Raleigh can just split this top lane with impunity, can just look to, still be a little bit careful. This Cho'Gath still hurts. He is AP. You still have armor, but, I mean, this Xayah can kind of move freely around and take turrets as long as Victor is down.
Definitely true. Mobster Penguin is going to find himself caught out a little bit. That's going to be the kick coming down and not quite the right angle. Oh my goodness, the trade kill almost comes through again for Mobster Penguin, but CVTC able to finally grab a kill for himself. He went shield bow this game, a very defensive build out of the Tristana. What do you think about that one, kind of finding himself at a deficit here and flexing towards a bit more safety?
Well, I mean, he is one of the only 2 carries on the side of Mythos Black, right? When you run these dual carry compositions that we've seen time and time again, Lindor, survivability sometimes is just what you need. Imagine you get, hit by a stray Primordial Burst, right? CVTC can go down from the Xayah, and, Mobster Penguin doesn't have to land everything, right? That Primordial Burst does so much damage, scales, with the amount of HP that is left. on the side of the enemy. So if she's half health, if she's maybe 3/4 or a quarter down, I mean, she can just die instantly. That shield bow provides that extra little bit of shielding, that life steal that you still get, the innate life steal. I mean, it's a good choice. It may not be the best in terms of pumping out damage, but I think she thinks she just needs to live at this point.
Absolutely. And after getting picked on a little bit in the bot lane all game, it's definitely reasonable there. We are going to see Dragon spawning up in 1:20. If I'm Mythos in this scenario, I'm giving this Dragon over 100%. They're down 5k just about here. It is complete map control. Oh, this is the engage coming through. Malphite ultimate over the top. KD in there. Now they're bouncing castle them all around. CBTC flashing away, trying to find some tight damage as the paranoia comes down. That's going to be taking out King Dux as Memories Be Made is going to be going for a deep dive. Poop My Pants, though, he's tanking the tower. He's getting chopped by the Cho'Gath, and that's the majority of the damage out. Tristana's still alive, looking to push forward, but Mobster Penguin, he is still alive and kicking. He is still ready to get some damage down. Very low health bars on the side of Mythos. Do they want to continue this siege here for Tortuga? Wave here is going to be going down. What is that? A 2-for-1 trade as Poop My Pants finally falling down.
Yeah, and that's just a classic blunder when you kind of see these games. You want to get either Raleigh or Gady tanking the turret. Unfortunately, Poop My Pants just happened to get the turret aggro onto that and wasn't able to really aggress as much as you could. As you see,
they're looking for the
and I don't know if you're gonna pay for that.
Add Pickle looking for it. They got double TPs into the back line. That's one down. That's the second falling. Mobster Penguin's gonna be the third. He's got the baby cage up. He's trying to get away, but Tuba Ori on the victor. 2 items strong. Triple kill now as he comes in for the cleanup. This is going to be the third dragon going over.
No, Memories, why?
Oh, no. Memories.
That's Baron.
That could be exactly that. 35 seconds on the Nocturne. They've got their eyes on it. Their ping's going down. And it looks like Mythos are going to look to turn towards the purple worm. One misstep here from Tyrell's Tortugas. They overdive in the mid lane. Poop My Pants goes down. And look at this. The game has completely changed hands. It is Mythos with the priority over the Baron buff. Raleigh did teleport in here, has the ultimate available. Maybe looking to try and stall this out, try to do what he can, try and provide some time for the team. Poop My Pants, ultimate available shortly. Needs to try and buy some time for that. Is going to dodge away from the rupture. That's going to be the damage coming through. Gady is going to get tanked up, and now Dux is looking for the engage. Poop My Pants is able to get out. Unstoppable onslaught. Can Poop My Pants have the damage? Can he do it? He's got some help on the backside as Mobster Penguin joins the fight. Both the carries are here, but Kuba Ori standing tall once again.
Flying in.
The paranoia. Memories Be Made. He wants to try and get something done. Ori into the stopwatch. Ugly Fat Kid's the next to fall. And Ori is the last man standing, but not for long. Tyrell's Tortugas, they bring it back.
Oh man, and a hectic fight. I mean, is this what we're gonna get? A game 1, Lindor? Fights back and forth, coming in and out. I mean, if I'm Mythos Black there, I just go and commit to that Baron hardcore, right? Memories Be Made is still down. He's still no smite, has to engage with the ultimate, but I think they were just so afraid of the Xayah free hitting them. Ugly Fat Kid unable to really zone. I mean, got the Malphite on the other side as well. I just think that indecisiveness on both sides of the team, right? At this high level, I mean, that's nerves. No matter how you look at it, that is nerves. That is them cracking under the pressure, maybe indecisiveness on both sides of the teams, right? With that overextension in the mid lane, that taunting in the mid lane, and getting teleported on. I mean, a little bit of confidence, just a little bit of nerves going into that. And I think both these teams, game 1 jitters getting to both of them. The indecisiveness. I mean, you got to figure out who's making those calls, and you got to be more decisive, right? Follow the call, even if it's a bad one.
Absolutely. 5 members doing a bad call is better than 3 doing one good call and 3 doing another good call, or 2 doing another good call. Absolutely. So got to get everyone on the same page. Like you say, some nervousness here for this playoff match. Best of 3, game 1 jitters. We are going to see the gold lead continue to stay in the hands of Tortuga for the time being. It looked for a second like they'd handed the game back into Mythos, but luckily for them, they're able to find a bit of a scrappy team fight across the Baron pit and continue to hold on to the lead here for the time being.
Yeah, they are scaling, right? 25, 26 minutes in. I mean, they get this to 35, 30 minutes. I mean, they even have the Dragon Soul win condition in about 2 minutes as well. Mythos Black is going to be looking really scary if they cannot, you know, if Tortugas cannot end soon, right? Poop My Pants has the LDR, has the Essence Reaver, has the Gale Force, but is unable to shred fast enough through this team.
Oh, but he's going to find CBTC. The root comes through. He's not able to rocket jump away in time, and that is a crucial pickoff here. Kuba Ori, he is the main carry, but that Tristana is definitely a threat as well. Ugly Fat Kid forced to pop that Gargoyle Stone Plate. That's a pretty significant cooldown here. And 5 versus 4. Do they want to continue the push? Looks like they're going to make the safe call and prep for this Baron in about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Or Dragon, rather.
Yeah, I think prepping for that Dragon is the play here. I mean, this Tristana is just walking up like as if she's a tank, right? Walk up with your Cho'Gath, play parallel or perpendicular to your tank so they can't just all stack CC. These are these positioning mistakes. These are these positioning errors that, you know, plat, gold players and below kind of make. They don't understand how to position themselves relative to where their team is and where their tanks are, and they'll just get blown up like that every time. And those mistakes being punished in a game like this is so crucial, right? I mean, Gay-D, Mobster Penguin, they have the tools to just punish that, you know, so easily.
Absolutely, they do, and they showed it right there. Even the root from Poop My Pants, just so beautiful, not allowing CVTC to get that rocket jump away. And with that pickoff, they've really taken control of the map. I mean, look at this vision control for them in the bot side. It is completely lit up. They have complete control over the bot side river, complete control of the Dragon Pit. And 20 seconds on this Mountain Dragon, it's probably going to mean that they just grab it here.
Yeah, they give it up. I mean, they have the 3-to-1 dragons. They can really just give these dragons and funnel, you know, they should really be doing the 2 lanes to 1 carry, 1 farm to 1, you know, carry kind of strat. I don't want to be giving it as we see fighting with King Duck.
King Duck's looking for the engage. Paranoia is going to be summoned. The lights have been turned off. He's diving into the back pocket as King Duck is the first to fall. It's a 4-man Malphite ultimate as Poop My Pants has free fire in time in the back line. They're going to claim 3. They're going to claim 4. They're going to claim 5. It's a quadra kill for the Xayah as the feathers fly. And Shibby, I think this is an end angle here for Tortuga.
They do have the wave in the mid lane, but they might just settle for this mid inhibitor. King Duck's 15 seconds. I mean, we do have 40-second death timers, but unfortunately, this is where wave management and wave control comes into play, where you see at the higher levels of the game, right? Imagine if this mid wave is shoving in a little bit more. Imagine if they take time to shove the top or bot lane. That is an end angle for sure. But unfortunately, I think they're going to have to just settle with the mid inhibitor, but they could reset after this, push the waves in, and probably look for this Baron once they get this mid inhib. They got the Dragon as well. Come on, just hit the inhib, guys. And then back up. All right, there we go. Now they look for the reset here. Don't immediately turn your sights to Baron because you can get caught out on a bad timing. Gay-D is half health right now. A lot of ultimates are down on the side of Tyrell's Tortugas as well. So if Mythos Black is fast enough, they could look to maybe get an exit kill or something like that on the side of their team. But it looks like they're just going to back Tyrell's Tortugas are just going to back King Duck. Now going to reclaim vision in their red side jungle, but it's going to be that much harder for them to really push and contest this Baron.
Dragon is going to go over, like you say, to Tortugas. That's going to be key for them, stopping the soul from going over, which would make King Duck's an ugly fat kid just that much more tanky, that much harder to shred through. So that is a crucial pickup for them. Paranoia has been summoned. He was looking in the top side, but just dropped vision before they grab that. But they see at Pickle. They want to go for it anyway. Safeguards away. It's going to be the Chaos Storm coming down. Kuba Ori looking to try and dissuade this engage, and it looks like he's done exactly that. But with the resets coming through, 2 ultimates have been used. This could be a pickup on Gay-D. Going to get away from the solar flare just barely, and that zone control from the Veigar coming up huge in some of these skirmishes.
Yeah, I didn't know Nocturne Paranoia also blinded your teammates, because that ultimate from Raleigh was really off. I mean, it was pretty bad. He missed completely, didn't hit anybody. Everybody does it, guys. Everybody misses a Malphite ult here and there, but missing it at Ryzen Esports, you're going to get called out, buddy, every time. And now they're going to look for this re-engage, but that's a Malphite with no ultimate. He's just a walking rock. He's as intimidating as the golems. I mean, he could be the golem's dad, the cousins. He can't really do much here throwing these earth discs out. But I think they're going to turn their attention towards this Baron, clear out the vision. Come on, guys, throw a pink in that Baron pit. Okay. I guess we'll just take it.
Yeah, they're going to get to zone add Pickle out of the fight. He is going to ward hop away to safety, so won't be taken out. But with some of the push that they had in the mid lane due to their super minions pushing down, it gave them the short time that they needed to burst that one down. With Poop My Pants DPSing that one, it really didn't take long at all. So they're able to claim that one for themselves. And game plan going forward here for Tortuga. Shibby, if you're them, how are you wanting to close out this game?
Just either 1-3-1 here or even 1-4. I think what you want to do is you could go for like a 3-1 angle with Nocturne hanging on to the 1. We see that a lot in the pro play where, you know, if you have the Vigar, you know, splitting at bottom lane and you have Nocturne kind of trailing behind with his ultimate, they can really just, whoever they send to match this Vigar is pretty much dead, right? If they don't have flash up. So you could just go like 3-1 and then have Nocturne just shadow their solo lane. And I think that's the play here, right? Just shove mid a little bit. I mean, it has super minions, so it's going to naturally shove in the favor unless somebody's actively trying to clear it. And you just send 3 top lane with Xayah, Rakan, and Malphite over there and just hitting that turret and have Vigar and Nocturne. Vigar pushing and just keep Nocturne hidden. Make sure he's not in any vision. Always keep him out of sight and just threaten that paranoia like you mentioned.
Yeah, they seem to be on the same page with you here. Mobster Penguin on the bot side, kind of acting as bait here a little bit. It is going to be Ad Pickle and Kuba Ori, realizing that they have to recall. They have to try and help defend this base, because pushing on 3 fronts now is Tortuga. The siege is going to start up here in the top side. Poop My Pants, he's going to absolutely melt this tower. That's going to go down. Inhib is going to be next. Where are Mythos going to make their final stand? Maybe at their Nexus towers. We'll have to see where they can find the engage, because for now, it's just the siege coming through. Poop My Pants, both summoner spells and the ultimate available here. He is going to be the man that they need to take out, but with those tools available to him, it's going to be a tall task for sure. So the engage has to be perfect as we see some trading here back and forth. Baroned up minions, putting in some work on the towers as now the bot lane wave is going to crash. This will be the 3rd inhib tower falling. Ugly Fat Kid, 50% HP, is going to get stunned up. That's going to be the engage. Gargoyle Stoneplate is going to buy a little bit of time, but the fight is going to be breaking out here. Solar Flare provides a little bit of disengage, and Ugly Fat Kid going to be able to walk back and look for some heals. But now the siege of the Nexus towers is just too damn strong. Poop My Pants, just a couple autos shredding that tower down. 1 tower remaining on the side of Mythos, and it's not even going to stand very long. This is the engage. It's another huge unstoppable force. Poop My Pants in the back line has all the free fire and time in the world. He's going to pull the feathers back and take them down one after the other. Tortuga coming away with the game 1 victory.
Not as clean as I'd have liked to seen it from Tortuga. That mid lane mishap did extend the game by 10 minutes, but it really, Mythos Black doesn't understand how to come back from when they're in a deficit. I would have liked to see them start funneling more farm onto this Tristana more. I mean, just the sheer item difference, right? You have a Infinity Edge, LDR, the Essence Reaver, a Gale Forest, finished boots, and even a BF on the side of Xayah. Well, Tristana just has shield bow and PD and went to go back to pick up that BF sword. I mean, when you're down and when you're behind in these sort of games, you don't want to give farm to your jungler or your top laner. You want to do the funnel 2 lanes into one of your carries and funnel 1 full lane into the other one, right? I think Victor was relatively strong, had the Ludens, had the Lichbane, and had the Void Staff, so he was strong enough. I think they should have just started funneling more farm onto this Tristana, but unfortunately they couldn't. The CS difference is massive, right? Xayah 336 to Tristana's 203, and that was just an unfortunate mishap on the side of Mythos Black's bot lane. I think King Duck spent way too much time roaming. He needs to cool it down a little bit and figure out roam timings with CVTC, because if you're in that situation, I mean, you can't feel good when you're Tristana when you're behind. It's not a champion that you want to be behind on ever, just because her items cost so much and she needs levels.
You talked a little bit about that in the game, right? Maybe just an over-investment into those roams, because that's exactly what they are, right? They're investments, and you need to get something from it. If you're spending 2 minutes in the mid lane and not gaining anything, and your Tristana's just bleeding out farm, it's definitely not going to be worth the time spent. So, especially in an aggressive lane like that with the Leona Tristana, they have kill lane in the bot side, so maybe just try and play with your AD carry there. So we'll see if they go for a different look here. We are going to be getting into game 2 shortly. Obviously, Tortuga taking home game 1. They're going to be looking for the clean 2-0, and for me, Mythos, they got to make some adaptations here. They got to come away with a Game 2 victory, send us to Game 3 if they want any shot at proceeding in the playoffs. We're going to take a short break in between games here, but we're going to be right back if they want with Game 2 proceeding in the playoffs. We're going to take a short break in between games here, but we're going to be right back if they want Game 2 proceeding in the playoffs. We're going to take a short break in between games here, but we're going to be right back if they want. Welcome back, everybody. We are jumping right in to Game 2 Champion Select. Remember, this is the round of 12 playoffs of the Risen Premade Unstoppable League. My name is Lindor. I'm here with Shibby. We've got Mythos Black onto the blue side here for Game 2. That means Tyrell's Tortugas are onto the red side, and they're banning Seraphine on the red side, Shibby. We love to see it.
Yeah, that's a standard ban. Mythos Black, that is a bug, but that is a Shen ban on the side of Mythos Black. They're going to ban that Nocturne. They didn't really like it on the side of Tyrell's Tortugas, but what I like to see is some adaptations in the draft. That is one of those bans where it's like, okay, well, we lost to it. It's one of those reactionary bans, and I'm 50-50 on those kinds of things. I mean, if you hyper-focus onto one thing, it definitely wasn't the Nocturne that was changing the outcome of that game. It was just the fact that they just misplayed their bot lane roams. And like you said, I like how you brought up the investment angle. It's very true, right? You're investing resources, time, and you're taking something away. You rarely get anything for free in League of Legends, in my opinion, right? You're always paying some sort of opportunity cost. You're always paying some sort of price for it. And you just have to trust that the decisions you're making, whatever you're investing, is that whatever you're giving up is less. The payout is less than, what you're investing into the other lanes, or whether it's a kill, whether it's pressure, whether it's CS, or experience, anything like that. And I think that's something we tend to see, get refined as, obviously the higher and higher you go into play. But I mean, solo queue being the dregs and the depths of that. But we see Tyrell Tortugas taking the Darius in the round 1, R1. And do you like it when you see R1, R2 solo laners? I'm not the huge or the biggest fan, but I mean, if it's one of those picks where they're just so dominant on the champion, then it might be worth it, right?
Yeah, so normally I'm not a big fan of blind picking top lane in general this early in the draft. It is something where, like, Darius, yes, he's flexible right now, so maybe you could say it's a flex pick top jungle. The other angle you can take is they're going to pick the Darius. They're going to hope that Mythos don't pick a top lane counter pick before the second phase of bans, and then they can ban away a couple of the hard counters. But it is a bit curious to see the Darius locked in this early in the draft. We'll have to see where Tortugas are going to go with that one. And on the side of Mythos, Kai'Sa first pick is something we haven't seen in a while. A couple of nerfs have been sent her way. Doesn't feel as strong in the meta now, but they're comboing with the Nautilus. They've got some dives to go along with it, and it looks like this is something that they want to get early on in the draft.
Yeah, and is it just that these guys just don't play Rel? I'm confused, Linder. I mean, that is still, in my opinion, either number 1 or number 2 strongest support in the game right now. Seraphine, just stronger, this whole fact that she's going to be flexed. But if you're talking about a pure support pick, I mean, Rel's number 1 in my book. And just the fact that it's been, ignored pretty much in both of these drafts is surprising. I like it being paired with the Kai'Sa. I mean, just gives her that much more dive potential, as we see the Lulu and Jinx combo. That's pretty much the same thing as like a Lulu Cog, right? I mean, it's a hyper carry with Lulu. Lulu can polymorph, can use the W for the attack speed, the move speed, the E. I mean, you know how it works. The combo is bread and butter. It's super simple and easy to execute, but they just have to be careful in that bot lane where it doesn't get too chaotic, right? And I pooped my pants in Gady. That game 1 performance was just phenomenal, right? They carried that team. Any way you slice it, they were the driving force. They were the carries of that team. As we see some more mid lane bans coming out on the side of Mythos Black, still not banning that Oreo away. They're really afraid of that Bygone.
Yeah, didn't like the zone control that it was providing there in game 1, so they're going to take it off the table. Tortugas have kind of a similar thing in mind. They're banning away some of these scaling mid laners. No Ryze, no Victor that we saw do pretty well last game there for Mythos. We saw a triple kill coming through and some other decent fights there for the Victor, so we're not going to get to see that one here again. And you talked about this Orianna in game 1 during draft. It was banned away, but here we're going to get to see it. This is something they've played a ton of, and this combo, the Lulu Orianna with the Jinx, is so incredibly strong because, yes, Orianna, she can deal a ton of damage. She's got that shockwave available for those big, impactful ultimates in team fights, but she also provides quite a bit of safety, quite a bit of zone control, quite a bit of backline peel for this Jinx as well.
And Mythos Black. So this is something I've talked about time and time again. Wanted to see some of these traditional kind of counters that we used to see onto the Orianna, right? Especially with the shield nerf. I mentioned the Zed. I mean, the Y brothers, right? The Yone and Yasuo. I mean, you have, you can even pick Riven into the Orianna if you really want to. If you want to go classic, right? If you want to go way back to season 3 and season 4, but there's so many AD champions that do so well into the Orianna, and the Kennen just rounding out this composition is so it's a good adaptation, right? Especially into Darius. That guy's gonna have a hard time if it's top lane Darius.
Absolutely. We're going to see if that is indeed the top lane Darius. But I just want to touch on that Yone point that you were making, because Yone into Orianna is such an incredibly hard matchup for the Orianna. And I'm someone that, you know, I'm a jungle main, as you know, Shibby. I don't play much mid lane, but when I do, it's Orianna. And when I'm playing Orianna into the Yone, it feels so bad. So I'm going to look for this Yone to push the tempo, try to get an early game advantage, push the Orianna down, and try to get her behind, because that's going to be what they're going to need to do to try and snowball through this mid lane. We are seeing the Mordekaiser locked in as the last pick, and you know what that means? That means we're getting one of these guys in the jungle. Not 100% sure who it's going to be yet.
Yeah, and we're going to see the interesting rune choices. I'm going to lean towards the... Here, Linder, I'll talk about the Darius jungle angle, and how about you talk about the Mordekaiser jungle angle? That way we cover our bases. So
all right.
I think the Darius jungle angle is really decent here. It's not amazing. It's going to have a hard time kind of clearing as fast as its Gragas. I think Gragas jungle is still very good with the Predator, or even you can go that phase rush full tank. I mean, just depending on, you know, what build and what kind of impact they're having. But really, I think the dominant keystone for Darius jungle is that Predator. I don't like it when they go Ghost in the jungle. I feel like Flash is just so much better, especially when you're vulnerable early game too as well, right? I mean, if you get roamed on, if the mid laner comes and you only have Ghost, you could run away as fast as you can, but I think you just flash over a wall and kill you. So we're going to see what the rune choices are for this Darius, and what the summoner spell choices are, and how they want to play. But I'm going to throw it over to you if it's the Mordekaiser jungle.
Yeah, I honestly haven't tried the Mordekaiser jungle yet. We have seen a couple buffs coming through on it. Makes the passive stack up a bit quicker in the jungle. It can help you with some of those AoE camps. But they're kind of similar picks, right? They don't have any sort of innate gap close. They really need to get on top of someone and land those E pulls to try and get the damage down. So really, I think for both of these guys, the name of the game is really trying to 1v1 the enemy jungler. You try and get in their face. Both of these juggernauts are incredibly strong in the 1v1. So really, I think that it's going to be similar to what we saw through the early game from Mythos from last game. They had the lane pressure in all 3 lanes. They had the Lee Sin trying to get into the counter jungle. So regardless of which of these picks is going into the jungle, I think that that's going to be the name of the game. But I'm not sure that they have the lane pressure to execute on it. We see their Kennen up in the top side generally has the push through the early levels. Orianna not going to fare as well. Maybe he can get the push level 1, but apart from that, should struggle a little bit into the Yone. So I'm curious to see how they're going to be able to execute on this.
Yeah, and the Mordekaiser angle, regardless, you know, if it's going in the jungle or top lane, just provides that much more appeal for this Jinx. I mean, it makes the fights unfair. Imagine if you're someone like Kennen, Yone, or Kai'Sa, and Mordekaiser just drags you into a different zone for what, I think it's like 6 to 8 seconds. I mean, that Jinx is just able to fire away with that Orianna and Lulu, and just that much more damage being pumped out. You have one less champion on the side of Mythos Black to jump onto their carry, and it just makes those fights swing in the way of Tyrell's Tortugas. And I like the Mordekaiser angle. I think it's very good, and just, you know, an underrated aspect of his kit is just able to zone and making fights unfair. I mean, this Mordekaiser takes Kennen into the Shadow Realm. I mean, now you just have Yone, Gragas, Kai'Sa, Nautilus, which is still a respectable amount of CC, but you really want that Kennen stacking his ultimate and getting the stun onto multiple members. That way Yone and Kai'Sa can kind of follow up with the dive. It's a similar game plan, right? Mythos, like, they want to dive in, they want to be fast, they want to execute very quickly. While on the side of Tyrell's Tortugas, it's more draw these fights out, you know, force them to burn their resources and re-engage with this Darius or this Orianna and this Lulu, and just look to just make this Jinx a powerhouse.
Absolutely. Full-on dive comp here for Mythos Black. They are going to be looking for some flank angles with the Kennen. Hopefully Ugly Fat Kid can find a big ultimate into the fight, like you say, get some multiple stuns off, because the follow-up from the Kai'Sa, from the Nautilus, from the Yone, if that's going to be landing on those stun targets, it could be just absolutely lights out. But yeah, I mean, you said it already. Tortugas, they have lots of tools here to peel. You talked about the Mordekaiser a little bit, but even the Orianna and the Lulu, both are fantastic mages for peeling that backline, and specifically for this Jinx, those extra shields are going to be feeling pretty nice. Poop My Pants having a fantastic game 1. We're going to see if he can replicate that performance here in game 2, because he's really the main backline damage for this squad.
Yeah, and another aspect of Lulu is that her whimsy or her polymorph can, increase the move speed of certain characters, right? So this Darius becomes that much more stronger. If that guy has Stride Breaker, and if he's running Predator or Ghost or whatever he's running, and he gets that W from the Lulu, I mean, you gotta believe he's diving onto your backline and he's gonna apprehend somebody.
Absolutely.
It is so they have a fight on, they can fight on multiple different levels. Mordekaiser can turn any unfair gank or anything like that into a 1v1, and I think Mordekaiser pretty much wins out on most of these characters, right? Against the Kennen and against the Yone. I mean, they all, the Yone really wants to be in your face, and Mordekaiser just loves that, right? He wants you to, be close to him. He wants to get his passive going, his W shield, his E, his Q. He wants to start bonking you across the head, and really, if he can start getting these impactful ultimates onto one of the two, major threats on the side of Mythos Black, I think, the fights start swinging slowly in the favor of Tyrell's Tortugas.
Absolutely. Tortugas do have the tools required to try and weather some of this hard engage, this hard dive that we're seeing in the hands of Mythos. We're going to be loaded onto the Rift shortly in just about a minute or so, but we're going to take a step back here as we do load on. Tortugas looking to walk away with a 2-0 victory. Mythos looking to take us to game 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody, to the pre-made unstoppable round of 12. We have Mythos Black loading up onto the blue side here for game 2. Tortugas onto the red side, looking to take things down here with the 2-0 victory. Once again, my name is Lindor. I am here with my esteemed co-caster Shibby. And Shibby, it is going to be the Darius in the jungle, the Mordekaiser into the top lane here.
Yeah, Darius is going for an interesting rune choice. The Conqueror. We were talking about it offline a little bit. He's probably gonna go for that strat, like you said, just dueling this Gragas and getting that 1v1 advantage in the jungle. Would have loved to see maybe the Predator or the Phase Rush or something a little bit, you know, more helpful in him sticking to his targets, right? But I think he just believes Stride Breaker Flash is good enough, and possibly it is for these early ganks. Who knows if he's going to be able to get that off? But I think that, right now the marquee matchup here is probably that bot lane. I feel like if CVTC and King Ducks don't get ahead, they're just gonna kind of fall behind again, like they said, right? And that sounds redundant. If they don't get ahead, they're gonna fall behind. But what I mean by that. What I mean by that is if they're not, stomping this lane, if they're not 500 gold, 1,000 gold ahead, then I Poop My Pants and Gady are just going to start entering these team fights with increased stats, with the Ardent Sensor or the Moonstone on this, Lulu, or even the Shurellias that we've seen. And I Poop My Pants is just going to push out so much more damage than CVTC.
Definitely true. Kind of similar to what we saw last game, right? The Leona Tristana in that last game had the early game aggression, but the later the game went, the more that Xayah Rakan really felt comfortable in that game. Of course, they did manage to accrue themselves a nice lead, and so that, of course, helps in that regard. But for Poop My Pants and KD, like you say, they're just going to be looking to go even through this lane, hopefully not get engaged on too hard by King Ducks here on the Nautilus, as we are seeing some trading in the mid lane. Mobster Penguin sidestepping a lot of that damage, doing a nice job to winning that trade. Chibi, this game, we are seeing both the junglers farm towards the same side of the map. It does look like Memories Be Made has a little bit of a tempo advantage here, and we're going to look to see where he wants to turn his attention to here soon.
Yeah, and Memories Be Made actually full cleared as well, right? And so he's gonna have that extra clear just because of that W or the bleed damage that he has on that passive. Now there's so much more damage. And Kuba Ori, we said is a winning lane for Yon, but the way he's playing it's not winning, right? He's missing a lot of his trades, missing a lot of his Qs, taking that turret shot. Mobster Penguin, is he really gonna get a solo kill this early?
Yeah, Kuba has to run away. Playing this so aggressively is Mobster Penguin, making sure that every time Kuba Ori steps up to try and last hit or look for a trade, he punishes him with that phase rush. And I love that rune choice here for the Ori. It's usually the typical one here. We see a couple different options, but specifically into the Yone here. So nice to be able to... What the heck is that? For Memories Being Made, using the flash.
I flash onto that scuttle.
Has to be a misclick there. Unfortunately for him, is going to be burning that one. We can pretend we didn't see it, Memories Be Made, but he is going to be down to Summoner Spell for the next few minutes.
Yeah, Nocturne Hole hit me at my house over here. I didn't see anything that happened. That flash must have been used in a very aggressive way, but doesn't get the Scuttle Crab. Usually what you like to see is you don't want to get the Scuttle Crab so low, and you just want to try to fight this Gragas, right? Memories Be Made made the mistake of, forcing the Scuttle fight into a 50-50 with the Smite, but really you just want to let the Scuttle regen and just flex your muscles and flex your level 3 power, right? I mean, Mobster Penguin had to push onto Kuba Ori. Kuba Ori had to burn the teleport, now is trading in, and this is kind of what we want to see from him, right?
Yeah, Darius has arrived in the mid lane. Kuba Ori looking for the escape route through the topside river. Does have the Scuttle Crab there for a little bit of a speed up, so should be able to just walk himself away. Gragas in the bot lane. Ad Pickle has his flash available. That's going to be the bot lane slam flash. AD is going to trade his over. Poop My Pants has to flash away from the dredge line. They're getting some return damage here as well. Pickle, slowed up by the zap, has to try and waddle himself away. Is going to be safe for the time being. But some flashes expended down here in the bot lane is going to get the Tortuga bot lane out of some trouble. Whoa! That's going to be an unfortunate whiff on the dredge line from him.
Yeah, getting it right between the uprights. Unfortunately, couldn't land that hook. That certainly would have been death on the side of either of Gady or Poop My Pants. They did not have either their flashes up, but the overall Summoner Spell trade, I think, went in the side of MB just because CVTC both has the heal and the flash up. Mobster Penguin did teleport back into this mid lane, came back with the boots, with the Doran's ring, so he's able to trade back and has the resources from that corrupting potion as well. But Yon taking a slight CS lead even after taking all that punishment in the mid lane, and that's just kind of how this lane is, unfortunately. Orianna's going to play for those team fights, going to play for that impact in the later game, while Yone is going to try to look to bully her as much as possible.
Is going to land. Poop my pants with some shield and the Guardian coming through. They're looking for the damage to come back down onto CVTC, and the trade actually going in Tortuga's favor there. So the Lulu, the strength of that shield really being the difference in some of these quick trades. Mid lane, yeah, you talked about it. I mean, it's a CS lead for the Yone because of exactly this. We see Mobster Penguin having to use the majority of his spells to win these trades, which means he can't use them on the wave. Oh, Shockwave! Gonna be flashed away from Kuba Ori, having to get himself out of some danger. And look at your mini-map here. Memories being made. He's on that dragon. Wanted to grab an early Infernal here once again for Tortuga.
And Darius, just a beast at taking those early dragons. That bleed stacking is so busted. And it's just something. That's where the jungle... Oh!
Kuba Ori has his ultimate available. He wants to look for the kill here in the mid lane. AdPickle is looking to join, but doesn't quite have the gap close required. Memories Being Made has now arrived to push them off of his mid laner and should be able to help Mobster Penguin get this shove under the tower as Kuba Ori looks for a reset.
No, misses that. And in the top lane, sorry, Raleigh. But yeah, that's where that flash on that Gragas would have been way more valuable, right? After that whole engage from Kuba Ori. Unable to really do anything. Both of these junglers just kind of farming it out. It looks like Gragas might be going for the Everfrost build. You know, the Kindle Gem and the Amplifying Tome, which is really good, right? It's not amazing. It's not the build I would personally go. I like seeing more of a full tank Gragas regardless of the lane he's going, whether it's top or jungle. But that Everfrost just provides him that much more follow-up, right? Hits the E, then you get Everfrosted, then you get Ard. I mean, it allows for just that lockdown potential just from one champion alone. So if you can get that flashy Everfrost R, I mean, that's certain death for either Jinx or Orianna. So interesting build choice. We're going to see how it pans out later on into these fights, and it's actually really that valuable. But Mordekaiser and Raleigh doing a really good job keeping even in CS against Kennen. Usually you see the Kennen up like 15, 20 CS just because of the early game shenanigans, but just really doing a good job keeping his CS numbers up, keeping himself relevant. And for all intents and purposes, Tyrell's Tortugas needs to start putting the pedal to the metal, the foot on the gas, because I think that, you know, they need to get some early fights in, some skirmishes in, because once this game gets later and later, I mean, Kuba Ori's CS lead is going to balloon. CVTC needs to, you know, start engaging maybe on the bottom side, and they need to really start getting some fights going, because if this game goes on long enough, I mean, Yone, Kaisa, Kennen is just so much damage that I don't know how Tyrell's Tortugas are going to be able to weather the storm.
Raleigh pushing forward here, looking for some solo damage. He's got Memories Being Made and Mobster Penguin here, but look at the roam coming through. Shockwave is going to be landing onto 2, but Tortuga is going to be falling down. Memories Being Made with his dying breath is, I think, going to be able to smite that Scuttle Crab. No, it actually went to AdPickle, and now Mobster Penguin, he's standing all alone. He's going on a little tour de rift here. No mana available. Man doesn't have long to live. He actually has managed to kite himself away using the flash to get away from the knockup, and now the Fate Unsealed is going to come down. Kuba Ori wants to finish this fight. Again, no flash available for Mobster Penguin, means he will be going down here. Level 6 is coming in on the bot lane. Are we going to see an engage from King Ducks? Dreadline goes wide.
Yeah, and Tyrell's Tortugas, you know, I asked him to, you know, push the pedal to the metal, but not die, guys. Raleigh unable to really use his ultimate that fight either, and Memories Being Made just got bursted out. Isn't really that tanky, isn't, you know, unable to get that massive Q heal that you usually see these days kind of kite out with the Conqueror and everything like that. And, you know, those kills going on to Yone, I mean, that's just going to make it so much more harder, so much more difficult.
Memories with some flash, looking for some damage. Level 6 to level 8, though, has a few of those hemorrhage stacks bleeding away. Needs to get one more before he can cast that ultimate, but doesn't have any more gap tools available. Looking to join. Kuba Ori has to run for the hills, but a nice rocket is going to secure the kill for the Jinx on the bot side.
And I like how Memories Being Made gave that to Poop My Pants. I mean, that is who you wanted to give it to. That's the shutdown going onto the Jinx. Now she's about 700 gold ahead in this lane, so it's just going to even out that gold advantage that Yone has now on that Orianna, right? He's about 1,400 gold against that Orianna, so that's going to be so much more difficult for Orianna to lane against. But, you know, if anybody needs to have the gold on the side of Tyrell's Tortuga, it's Poop My Pants, right?
Yeah, we saw it last game. He had his carry pants on, and here on a hyper carry once again, definitely can put the team on his back. So that shutdown gold in his pocket, definitely a good start here early on. We are going to see Ad Pickle turning his attention towards the bot side. That's a nicely timed dredge line. It's going to be the ultimate coming through as well. Pickle is here. Poop My Pants wants to try and fight it out. He's in the middle of 3. It is going to be the barrel coming down. Auto's coming through, but CVTC is going to grab the kill. Jinx will be falling as the gank comes through in the bot side.
Yeah, and that's not what you want to see for Tyrell's Tortugas, right? When you have a scaling comp like this, you're almost naturally inclined to just be like, okay, guys, we can scale. Don't worry, we can scale. We have Lulu, we have Jinx, we have these, hyper carries in the junk and the ADC position, and possibly in the Mordekaiser. But when you're not being proactive, if you're just letting objectives go, if you're letting CS leads balloon, I mean, you can't scale if you're too far behind, right? That's what happens when the other team just gets so far ahead that even if you're scaling, they just have a 1.5 or 2 item lead that you're going to be waiting to scale for like 40 to 50 minutes.
Fate Unsealed was used there. Kuba Ori looking for a solo kill as he catches out Mobster Penguin there. Not able to find anything though. And it is the Rift Herald going over to Memories Be Made. It is going to be an objective trade though. Ad Pickle with some nice map awareness, able to grab the dragon on the bot side. That's going to even up the dragon count here to 1 apiece.
Yeah, 1 dragon apiece here on the side of Tyrell's Tortuga.
Oh no, they've found him again. Poop My Pants with the flash to try and get away, but look at the CC, look at the follow-up damage. They take him out. Teleport into the bot lane here from Raleigh. He wants to try and get something on the back half. Is going to be taking Pickle into the death realm. And Pickle versus a Mordekaiser. He's trying to get some damage. Nice ultimate, actually, to buy some time. Pickle's going to live. That's a teleport and an ultimate expended from Raleigh. And all he's going to get is a few little minions here on the bot side.
Yeah, and now it's 3,000 gold for the side of Mythos Black. And Tyrell's Tortugas are falling further and further behind, right? They're just giving objectives. They're, positioning aggressively. And, now Memories Be Made is going to go on to Ugly Fat Kid.
He uses the Stride Breaker for the slow, but the flash is going to come out from the Kennen. Means that the Darius cannot chase any further. That's a key summoner spell down. If we do see a team fight across this next dragon, that won't be available there for Ugly Fat Kid. But still, the kill's not going to be going over this.
And look, Monster Penguin's a level behind. I mean, how much gold is he behind right now? He's about 1,500 gold still. So that gold lead is still in the side of Yon, but 3,000, right? Or 2.5 now. But it just feels like if, Tyrell's Tortugas aren't, willing to force any fights, if they're not willing to, try to make some more proactive plays, that this, Mythos Black is controlling the pace.
2v2 in the mid lane here. Shibby Shockwave is going to be landing only onto 1 as Ad Pickle with the belly bump able to get himself out of there. King Ducks clearing some words here on the bot side. He's going to eat a little bit of poke, but not too much, as the mid lane 2v2 not coming to fruition for either side here just yet. Ad Pickle with a smartly timed counter gank there is going to prevent Memories Be Made from making it. Oh my goodness, what a dredge line. Gatey going to get caught out by that one. It is going to be the ultimate coming down, right? As well as Poop My Pants is going to be getting that Lulu ultimate onto him. Nice flash from King Duck.
Beautiful block.
Dodge that rocket, as now the damage is going to go down onto the Nautilus. But nicely played from both these bot lanes in that skirmish.
Yeah, Kaisa not having her Void Seeker. I believe that's the
Killer Instinct.
ultimate. Killer Instinct, my bad. Sorry, that's why you're play-by-play, Lindor. Not having the Killer Instinct available, that would have certainly turned the fight on its head. Unfortunate, but a lot of summoner spells down, a lot of ultimates down on the side of both bot lanes. But if they just keep eating these raw dredge lines, if they keep eating these raw engages, if that if that Killer Instinct is up on the side of CVTC, that's an instant kill, right? An isolated Q with the Gale Force. I mean, that is just so much damage on the side of that Kaisa.
Absolutely, and I think that's smart now with that considered, that Memories Be Made is going to spawn Shelly up here in the bot side. Try to get these two out of the lane, maybe try to break down the tower here 15 minutes in. Ad Pickle is here to try and defend, but I think that for Tortuga, if they can get this tower down, it's going to be a lot better for them. Raleigh is dragging an Ugly Fat Kid into the death realm, as we got action on the bot side here as well. Raleigh does grab the solo kill, but his bot lane is going to go down. Memories Be Made not available for the counter gank, and King Ducks and Ad Pickle, they make it happen here again.
Yeah, Ad Pickle just being the more proactive jungle, getting these ganks off, and just having more CC to set up. As memory be made.
Oh, here it's going to be the stride breaker, and he gets the pullback, but the ultimate will not be for the reset. King Ducks wants to try and get the kill, but a nice heal coming through from Memories being made might mean he can fight this one out, but King Ducks with the anchor slams him down.
Oh, that's a lot of money going in the Nautilus. He must be a happy man. That's a shutdown. I don't think it's a
rocket. Oh, goes wide.
Oh, we'll hold our breath just for a little bit. Kuba Ori taking his mid lane, slicing and dicing onto this slap chop in the mid lane down. That's first turret gold going onto the side of Mythos Black, and now they're about 3,000, 3.5k gold lead. But you look at the items on the side of each team. Jinx has the Kraken Slayer now, but Kai'Sa has the serrated Dirk, has the Gale Force. Nautilus has the Locket of Iron Solari. Kennen has the Rocket Belt. I mean, you just have Mythics coming on all sides. Yeah, and then there's Shield Bow on Yone. I mean, you have to feel that if you're Mythos Black, you're just going to start forcing fights more often because you just have the item advantage right now, right? Mordekaiser still doesn't have his Rift Maker. Orianna doesn't have what it looks to be. They might be building the Liandry's, could go the Ludens. I mean, there's a lot of different paths you can go. Went for that early 800 gold Grievous Wound, so that's going to stunt her build just a little bit more. And Mythos Black can just walk into these objectives with pretty much no fear at all.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do exactly that. A little bit of ward control was placed down from Tortuga. That's going to be easily cleared away, and it is going to be the third dragon of the game. The first mountain of this one going down here. They have 2 in their pockets. They have 2 more before they grab that soul. 5 minutes before the next one does spawn. Nice. Means we'll probably get about a 27, maybe a 30-minute Ocean Soul in this one if Mythos can continue this trend. They're looking for a dive down here in the bot lane. It is going to be spotted out by I Poop My Pants. I don't know if they can do anything here. Teleport is going to be coming down from Mobster Penguin. Wally has his available shortly. Memories Be Made is here as well. They're looking to try and go for it. That was a weird interaction as Memories Be Made is going to be like, whoa, he's still got over the wall. Now he's getting chunked out just a little bit.
Oh, beautiful hook.
It is landing onto Mobster Penguin. He's got the shockwave over his head. Kuba Ori comes in to finish off the kill as the Kennons arrive with the teleport shredding through the backline, even through the exhaust. It's a double kill for the Kai'Sa.
Shadow Realm
holding Yone into the Shadow Realm, but he is just gonna be coming into a world of pain as he comes out and goes down. Poop My Pants, the last man standing, 4 for 0 here as Mythos. They show us game 1, that's not what they're all about. This is what they came to do here in game 2.
Yeah, and you know, Tyrell Tortuga does have the scaling comp for sure. They can try to look to, you know, maybe funnel farm into these carries. Like I said, if you're behind in this situation, give 2 lanes to the Jinx, you know, give 1 lane to the Orianna. You gotta try to play to where your strengths are, but they're just falling further and further behind. 4k gold lead now. It's gonna bump up to about a 5k gold lead after this turret goes down, and that's a 27-minute Mountain Soul as well coming up, right? 3 minutes around for this Mountain Dragon. I mean, the items, the kills, going on to the right people. Kai'Sa 4-1-4. Yone 4-1-4. I mean, you know, all the right kills and all the gold is in all the right places for Mythos Black. Well, you know, you can kind of fall back and say, okay, for Tyrell Tortugas, okay, we can scale. But you're on a timer, guys. They're not going to let you scale into 40 minutes. Mythos Black can just start taking objectives. Baron's coming up in 20 minutes. They have the Rift Herald as well available for them to, you know, if they win another team fight, they can even potentially take an inhibitor if it's long enough, right?
Absolutely, and you talk about how they're not going to let them scale with the engage tools that they have at their disposal. The Nautilus, the Gragas, the Kennen, the Yone, all of these champions can really just say go at the press of a button. So if you're on the side of Tortuga, yeah, they have some scaling options. Yeah, we know Poop My Pants can put the team on the back. He can get the damage down in the team fights, but they have to be so careful with their positioning. They have to make sure they're not getting picked off in these jungle scenarios and really play this safe for the next few minutes before they can get a couple more items. I mean, Mobster Penguin doesn't even have his mythic yet.
Yeah, he delayed his power spike. Like, he delayed his mythic, right? With that 800 gold investment into the Grievous Wounds, and
oh no, he's gonna get knocked up. The ultimate coming through as well. Doesn't even have time to cast the ultimate. Is now
King Ducks.
Reg line does go wide as the attempted to engage comes through here in the mid lane as well. Poop my pants, flashing over the wall, running for the hills. Oh, that one's gonna land. Everfrost as well. Killing spree for the Kaisa.
Yeah, no lane shoving. Bot lane is shoving, but they really want to probably use this in the mid lane. So drop the Rift Herald here. Go for the guaranteed tier 2 if they want. You still have a lot of ultimates. You still have the cannon ultimate. So if they're hanging around this turret, I mean, you can potentially just dive them. But looks like they might turn their attention to this Baron. No real vision on the side of Tyrell's Tortugas. Now they're going to kind of scope this out as cannon is clearing the vision out into this top side. But, you know, they don't even have that many pink wards available. The only one that has it is Mordecai. He's going to throw that in there. He's going to throw a regular ward in there. They are just shredding through this Baron, though.
21-minute Baron there, absolutely bursting it down. Brawly is going to bring in Ad Pickle.
No, stop hitting it.
Memories Be Made is going to be here looking for this steal, as that's going to be the ultimate. They steal it away. Memories Be Made with the Jinx rocket to help. He's going to get the Baron buff for the squad. Ugly Fat Kid now trying to save the fight as he goes in. Killer Instinct over the top. CVTC looking for more. They get 2 on the backside, but now Tortugas are running for the hill. Gale Force in. They get the Orianna. Gay-D's got to get the heck out of Doji. Will do exactly that. 3 for 0, but they steal away the Baron.
Yeah, and classic blunder by Mythos Blacks. You saw some of the members still hitting the Baron. I mean, if you're at Pickle, you call the Baron off, say stop hitting it, let it regen, and then just turn on to Memories Be Made. But that was a really good timed Smite plus rocket combo, but they're going to probably pay with an inhib here. They could try to go for this extra charge. I mean, Gay-D.
No, Shibby, what will the cost be? Gay-D is going to get picked off here once again. Shelly still available.
Oh, one more charge?
4th charge. Yeah, they stole the Baron, but they pay for it with their lives. They pay for it with their middle inhibitor, and they're going to pay for it, I think, with letting another Mountain Dragon go over into the hands here of Mythos.
And you're getting towards that Mountain Soul now. If they let this go, 27, 28 minutes. Oh, okay.
Memories used Smite, so he does secure the blue buff, but no chance he's going to be able to get in and try to prevent this dragon from going over. It looks like they maybe want to look for a chase down here, but I don't think they have the tools available. They are instead going to grab the Scuttle Crab as a little consolation prize. And Mythos, they're backing off. They've got a 6K gold lead. They are 5 minutes away from a Mountain Soul, and they are well and firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and that mid lane is going to be naturally shoving with the Superman, so they can just go for a 4-1. They could go for a 1-3-1 and have one of their laners just push that, you know, mid lane in as solo and just threaten that super minions onto that, you know, low inhibitor or Nexus turret, right? I mean, that Shelly got the charge, so if those start pouring in, if they start autoing that, that's one Nexus turret down. So the options are in the hands of Mythos Black. It looks like they're just going to go for the 5-man top lane. Mordekaiser, you got to leave.
Oh,
no.
Raleigh has no idea. He's going to get walked up on by 4 members of Mythos. Does use his death round here to buy a couple of seconds. Ugly Fat Kid just going to wait it out, and the rest of the team is there to help him clean up the kill. With that pickoff, it's the entire map here basically going to be owned by the side of Mythos. They are going to be able to trade a turret kill in the mid lane, and actually, it looks like Poop My Pants and Gay-D, they want to look for a little bit of a base race here, looking to grab this second mid tower.
They have
the Baron buff. They are fearlessly pushing here. It looks like the call from Mythos is to continue pushing in the top side. 4 versus 2. They think they take that every time. And for the time being, it looks like that is going to be the case. Poop My Pants and Gay-D, they have to try and retreat. They have to try and get to the base. Oh, no. Desynced back timers means that Ugly Fat Kid is probably going to be getting a Lulu here. He wants a little bit of extra gold. He wants another kill. He's going to get the ultimate down as the Wild Growth is going to buy a bit of extra time. Whimsy up. He's got some movement speed. Oh, no! Oh, the Void Seeker from downtown.
Oh, and then Ad Pickle, they're not done!
It's going to be the fight. Memories Be Made is just going to get absolutely eviscerated. They trade 1 back, they trade 2 back as Poop My Pants coming online now. Super Mega Death Rocket is going to find the back of a very healthy King Dux. But 2 for 2, if you are Tortuga, you're taking that trade at this state every single time.
And Jinx got, well, I think one of those kills as well. Mobster Penguin with the beautiful ultimate on the side of Tyrell Tortugas. And yeah, like you said, they're taking that trade every time. Like you said, they're now about 4K gold buying, 4.5K. Unfortunate from CVTC, just get caught in that aggression, as Ugly Fat Kid is just looking to be a little bit annoying to Raleigh, just poking his head out saying, what's up? But, you know, Kaisa, 7, 2, and 8 has the Collector now, and I absolutely hate Collector Lindor. You know my bane, my hatred for this item on Kaisa, but you know, if she's gonna be looking to dive onto this Jinx, maybe dive onto this Orianna and try to blow her up as fast as possible, it's not the worst item. But I mean, it just feels like if Lulu is anywhere near any of those two targets, you're not gonna blow them up. The execute passive is pretty much negligible. The lethality isn't needed. I mean, there's so much weight. I wouldn't say wasted stats, but you could just become so much more stat efficient if you go LDR into the PD, right? And I know you guys get the Collector for the evolved Q, but you can delay it just a little bit more if you just get that LDR.
Yeah, absolutely. Feels like a bit more of a win more item, but we got another fight here, Shibby. This is going to be the death realm. Oh my goodness, the Yone ultimate, the Gragas ultimate, they just blow him apart. Poop My Pants is still alive. Now he's rooted in place. The shockwave is absolutely huge, but now Kuma already flashes over the wall and takes him out. CVTC with the triple kill. They're teleporting into the mid lane. They're going to look for the end angle now. Mobster Penguin, the last man alive, but he's 4 versus 1. Ugly Fat Kid even has the teleport here to rejoin. No ultimate for the Orianna. Sure, she's got some wave clear,
teleport
but it's going to take a lot more than that. There it is. Shibby teleport onto that super minion. The first tower falls. The second will be shortly after. He's flashing on Mobster Penguin. Ugly Fat Kid says,
that's all they need
here. We're taking game 2, and they will do exactly that. A couple more shots into the Nexus means it will.
Oh no!
Awkward little inhib is going to be spawning back. Is that going to be enough time? The rest of the team now has spawned for Tortuga, and that absolute disgusting timing there is going to prevent Mythos from grabbing the game here just yet. But look at this, Shibby. 15 seconds on their Mountain Soul. They're bush camping.
That's a little bit of cheese. Raleigh, don't walk up there, buddy. You're going to die. 3, 2, 1.
The Fnatic Death Bush strikes once again, and they take out Raleigh. Having a little bit of a rough time here in this one.
Block the rocket, Duck. Block the rocket, Duck!
Just barely gonna be able to grab the Mountain Soul over. Nice try there from Poop My Pants. Not even blocking it there, like you say, was King Ducks, but they are just gonna be able to grab that for themselves. Mountain Soul up. Baron buff on the table here if they want to grab that and be extra safe about it. But I think it's just going to be a couple of minutes here, maybe one more fight before Mythos can end this one out.
Yeah, and we saw that Orianna and Poop My Pants were able to free fire onto that backline, and they were doing some damage up until Kubo Ori just flashed over and chopped him in 2. Unfortunate for Poop My Pants there, but you know, has 3 items, has Kraken, Infinity, Runins, but they can just go with this Baron. Raleigh will have to like do a flash but they're nowhere near it. They've reset now, so Mythos Black is just going to grab this for free. They're probably going to go into the top lane and bot lane, or maybe they can just look to end this through mid, NA style, baby. We're going to see what they do, but it just feels like Mythos Black was able to take this game and put it in the driver's seat, and they were content on just pushing it, you know, pushing the game pace. And Tyrell Tortuga were giving away dragons, giving away, you know, plays here, plays there, and they weren't willing to be as proactive as I would have liked them to be, and then now they've just fallen so far behind.
They are going to be able to make one final stand here. Raleigh has clicked R on the cannon, looking for some damage coming through, but he's not going to be able to get it. Has to retreat. Even has to flash through a base gate there. Oh, no! It is going to land on the Poop My Pants. That's going to be the wild growth for some time, but everyone just piles in, and it's 3 already dead for the side of Tortuga. Raleigh's going to be the 4th to fall as he's hitting them with everything he possibly can. It took a second longer than we thought. The inhib saved the day for a second, but it is going to be Mythos Black taking us to a game 3.
Yeah, and that's just kind of an ego draft from Tyrell Tortuga. Lindor, I mean, the Mordekaiser, the Darius jungle, I just feel like Darius didn't really have the impact as he should have, right? Maybe it would have been a little bit more effective with the Predator or something else. Wasn't able to dual add Pickle as much as he would have liked. While on the other side, Gragas was just able to get these ganks off. I mean, that was the King Duck show, though, right? I mean, that guy was hitting some of the most insane cues and just engages onto that bot lane and into the mid game and late game. And it felt like, CV, TC, and King Ducks kind of took that game over. I mean, Kuba Ori, no slouch, was able to push his lead onto that mid lane. And if you're, Tyrell's Tortugas, if you're a Mobster Penguin, Oriana's your most played mid laner. If they have a counter like the Yone into that, do you just ban it? I mean, what's stopping Kuba from picking another AD mid into you? What's stopping, Kuba from picking Yasuo, Zed, Riven, Camille, like anybody, right? Irelia even, right? All these other AD mid laners can just stomp or even get the lane advantage into this Oriana. I mean, I feel like you have to go back to the drawing board, draft something a little bit more standard, and maybe get some prio onto, Diana jungle, Morgana jungle, Rumble jungle, these kinds of really strong champions in 11.9 that just feel so oppressive. And I feel like, the jungle pick from Tyrell's Tortugas was not the move there.
Yeah, clearly the Darius not working out there. I want to go back to your point a little bit there about this Oriana, because I felt that Mobster Penguin actually piloted it okay. Even through the early laning stage, he was winning out on some of those trades. Sure, he was at a little bit of a CS disadvantage, but really it was a couple of those skirmishes in the river from Kuba Ori that really slingshotted him ahead and allowed him to push his lead from there. So maybe just a little bit more awareness from the jungle position. Maybe a better champ would help. But realizing when they can take those 2v2 skirmishes, when they have the priority in the bot lane to roam up or in the top lane to roam down, and really play around those timers a little bit better. Luckily for us, we are going to get a game 3 here, Shibby. So thank you, Mythos, for coming away with game 2. We're going to take a short break here as we are going to get ready for that one. But game 3 coming up, folks. Don't you miss it. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We have Game 3 locked and loaded here once again. My name is Lindor. I'm here with Shibby, and we are about to get into the draft here for Game 3. Tyrell's Tortuga going back onto the blue side here for Game 3. Mythos onto the red side. What adaptations do you want to see here from Game 2 from Tortuga, Shibby?
Not a Seraphine blue side ban, but we're not getting that. Mythos Black banning the Nocturne. I just want to see Rel, man. Like, what are we, like, why are we not getting this champion? Is it just like both of these guys don't play? I feel like Rel provides so much more in terms of engage and peel as well, right? You can play her both ways and do a lot of damage, be super disruptive. But Tyrell banning this Kale away and the Braum now, Mythos Black going for the Kaisa ban Nocturne, and those are those, you know, reactive bans. Those are those bans where, you know, this was the problem in game 1, that they identified the Nocturne. I guess it worked. Tyrell doesn't have that Orianna to really fall back to now unless they ban the Yone, but you have to feel that Mythos Black can play other AD mid laners. I forgot about Talon, although Talon is kind of a meme in the mid lane right now, but you still have Yasuo, you still have Zed. Like I said, you have all these other AD mid laners. Irelia is still pretty good. That Mythos Black can pick into Ori, and you just saw when they weren't able to get the fights they wanted, when they weren't able to dictate and be the proactive people, Tyrell just kind of sat back, gave objectives, and they got ganked, and they were just giving away so much that regardless if they had a scaling composition, they weren't, you know, they're, like you said, you're not allowed to scale sometimes, right? Mythos Black was just able to keep, you know, pushing the pedal to the metal and bring the pace, whereas, like I said, I would have liked to see Tyrell's Tortugas try to force a little bit more fights and force kind of something, you know, in their favor, even if they're scaling.
Well, Tyrell's Tortugas have first picked the Shen here, something that was banned away from them both in Game 1 and Game 2, so they are going to get to pick that one up here for themselves. The reply here for Mythos is going to be the Kled, something that can be a bit of a lane bully up there. I don't think it does incredibly well into the Shen, but does have that ultimate available to maybe try and follow some of the Shen ultimates, and has its fair share of global pressure. Misfortune here would be a very interesting lock-in. There it is.
Yeah, Mythos Black, their ADC, does play a lot of Misfortune. They like to go for these kind of team fighting compositions. Tyrell's Tortugas probably, you know, maybe we'll lock in the Alistar. We'll see. I mean, still has the option for Leona, still has the option for Nautilus, Rel, but they are going to take the Alistar here, and it looks like it's going to be Jhin Alistar. I don't hate Jhin in the current ADC meta. I think there's better options. Tristana is still up here.
Yep.
Jinx is still there. Xayah. I mean, there's a lot of other ADCs that I think are a lot better. Shen did recently get changed. I think it was an overall buff to his kit, to where his R has less of a base shield, but the more HP he builds and the more items he gets, right, that give you bonus HP and stuff, it becomes a fatter and fatter shield.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how they want to deliver this Shen onto who, if they want to use it more as an engage, or if they want to use it onto a disengage or a peel. But Mythos Black picking up the Diana, picking the AP junglers. I think they're either tuning into the stream, Lindor, or they're reading our minds, because we were talking about this offline. We wanted to see some of those more broken AP junglers being picked, and Diana is so strong, even with the nerfs that she got in 11.9.
Incredibly strong, has good clear speed, good ganks, big team fight ultimate there as well, so definitely like to see that one locked in. Tyrell's Tortugas, they're going to ban away the Yone. They didn't like going into that one there, of course, in Game 2. And the reply here from Mythos is going to be to ban away the Veigar and the Orianna, both of the champions that we saw Mobster Penguin play so far in this one are not going to be available here, so we'll have to see something new from him. And the final ban here in the second phase is going to be the Sylas. Couple good ultimates here, of course, in the Shen. The Jin's okay, the Alistar can be all right as well, but definitely don't want the Sylas to be the counterpick to the Shen ultimate.
Yeah, and I think they just picked their support here. They have a plethora of options. They can go for team fight, you know, to match his Misfortune. They can go for peel, and oh man, Mythos Black, you're making me cry, guys. You're making me cry. You're actually listening. I mean, the Rel is up to Diana. That is such an underrated combo, right? Rel and Magnustorm into Diana QER. I mean, that is just so much
bullet
damage.
Time?
Yeah, that is screaming 5v5. That is screaming team fight. And Kled can also use his ultimate to get his team into there faster. Wukong being picked out was banned, I believe, in game 1 from Mythos Black. They really like to pair that with the Orianna, though. I would have liked to see they would have liked to pair it. But now Tyrell's Tortuga's mid lane's got to reach deep into his pockets, Lindor. What do you think he's going to pick here? He likes to go for these sort of scaling compositions. Could go for a Vlad. Could go for a
Victor.
Victor. Yeah, Victor's there. Ooh. Aftershock Lissandra, maybe? Or it could be a Electrocute Lissandra as well. That's a champion I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, okay. You're just teasing me. Just teasing me.
I like the Victor better here. Lissandra doesn't provide a ton of damage, and for a team that's looking quite lacking in the magic damage department, I definitely think that Victor is going to be the better choice here. I'm curious to see this Wukong, because Shibi, this is going to be a jungle Wukong. I don't know if you've tried that at all in recent history, but lately it has been a little bit tough to get that champion going in the jungle.
Well, it's the clone changes and just the amount of damage he does. Like the jungle has changed since Jungle Wukong has been a champion, as we see. That has to be a mid lane Tristana, actually. I really like that. I like pairing these AD mid laners with these AP junglers. A classic combo. Usually you only used to be able to pick Lilia with that, or sometimes the Nidalee, but now that Riot's kind of opened up the changes to more AP junglers, you can see the Morgana, the Diana, the Rumble, all these other AP junglers, and having that dual AD carry threat on the side of Mythos Black is just going to make it so much harder for them to kind of jump, make it so much harder for Tyrell's Tortugas to kind of get in and not, eat the meat grinder, get into the meat grinder. But back to the jungle Wukong, like you said, yeah, the jungle monsters and champions have kind of changed in regards to how much damage they do, how much health they have. The last time jungle Wukong was even viable was, I think, season 3, season 4, where Spirit of the Elder Lizard and Ancient Golem and all those items are still a thing. Lindor, and jungle has changed so much. I don't think his clear speed is that good. He does have some decent ganks if you can get the W invis off. But his gap closer isn't crazy, right? That W only gives you a little bit much. And if you just ward, you can really just negate everything he has. He's more of a level 6 kind of champion where he has a more impact at these 2v2s where maybe if Diana and Tristana try to fight Victor Wukong just has a lot of CC, they have a lot of AoE, they can look to damage both Diana and Tristana, while, Mythos Black's 2v2 mid lane has more of a individual damage with the Tristana, and they look for more to burst one person out. So we're going to see how these team fights roll for Tyrell's Tortugas, but I think both these team comps are certainly 5-5.
Yeah, I mean, the Wukong definitely provides a good team fighting ultimate. My only concern is that early game. It can do well if it can grab an early kill or something like that, but you talked a little about the clear speed, rather, and the clear speed is pretty slow. It's also very unhealthy. It's very, very hard for Wukong to do anything except maybe like a buff grump buff type of clear. Maybe now it's a little bit different with some of the gromp changes, having that one heal you when you do kill it. But I'm going to be curious to see what the path is. And for Tortugas, I'm curious to see if this is maybe just the Wukong trying for that cheesy level 2 gank, trying to get the snowball off early, because it's definitely not one of these champs that we've seen in recent history that likes to just burn down the jungle.
Yeah, and I don't know what the best decision is putting Jhin, and especially Tyrell's Tortugas, poop my pants onto this Jhin, right? You would have liked to see him more something on the Jinx even, maybe run that back, maybe get the Tristana. He performed, or he could maybe get the Tristana, another hyper carry, and maybe go the Zaya Rakan angle. I mean, I feel like when you put Jhin in this sort of situation where he's kind of like the follow-up, engage with his ultimate, with his W route, how is he going to get close enough to, hit this Tristana and hit this Misfortune, right? I mean, Kled's going to be in his face, Diana's going to be in his face, but those guys are going to be looking to burst you out. You're definitely not going to be able to return as much damage, and it's going to be a struggle for Tyrell's Tortugas. If it's not Wukong engaging, they don't really have that much reach, right? Alistar has to flash WQ. Wukong has to get like a really good flank angle and maybe a W flash R before they can get this Misfortune and Tristana. But if Mythos Black is playing this right, you just have both of your ADCs positioned on opposite sides of the fight or opposite ends, and they're going to have to choose. Do we go into the Misfortune that's bullet timing us, or do we go into the Tristana that is just, pelting away from long range with her ultimate, with her explosive charge, and just getting these resets? So it's going to be a target selection fiesta for Tyrell's Tortugas, while Mythos Black just kind of has the go button ready.
Yeah, they have the go buttons ready, and they have 2 immobile carries in the Victor and the Jin to try and land those engages on. You talk about the lack of range that this team comp in general has, specifically in the engage tools. Sure, they have some poke, you know, the Jin W, the Victor E, and things like that. But for these 2 carries, if they're trying to step forward, trying to get some damage down, they have to be very, very careful that they're not getting hit with a crash down, getting hit with a Diana flying in from the side, or even a Kled with that charge coming in for the team. So once again, I think it's Mythos here with the ease of execution comp. And for Tortugas, yeah, sure, they've got some tools available. Maybe they can snowball through the jungle with this Wukong if they get a little bit lucky, but they're going to have to play these fights incredibly well. And like you say, get their target selection right in these fights.
Yeah, and you can have the caveat that Tyrell's Tortugas level 6 is very, very strong. I mean, Shen level 6 into Wukong Invisible is kind of like the classic submarine compositions that we see with the Evelyn or the Twitch. But yeah, their level 6 is strong. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like Victor R into Wukong R, I mean, that's a lot of AoE damage coming out, but that's banking on the chance that Mythos Black is just going to bunch up for you guys. I mean, if they're playing it smart, like we said, they'll have the 280 carries positioned differently. They'll have Diana and Rel coming in together and Kled flanking from a different angle. So it's going to really be on Tyrell's Tortugas to get this Alistar WQ in, follow up with the Wukong, then follow up with the Victor, and just have Jin kind of ulting and free firing into that backline and playing these fights and bursting either MF or Kuba Ori out. But we're going to see how they fight this, composition. We're going to see how they can deal with the range in just a moment. We are loading into the game 3 of the pre-made Unstoppable Tyrell's Tortugas versus Mythos Black in just a bit. So don't go anywhere. Stay here. You're going to have to hear our voices for one more game. If game 1 and game 2 are bangers, guys, you got to believe that game 3 is going to be a banger as well. So stick around. We're going to go into a short break.
Welcome back, everybody. We are on to Summoner's Rift for the third and final time here tonight. we have the Tortugas on the blue side once again for game 3. That means Mythos on the red side. Looking for the reverse sweep here. We got an interesting a banger series here for you guys. Game 3 locked and loaded. Once again, my name is Lindor. I'm here with Shibby, and we are ready for Banger 3.0.
Yeah, and some interesting rune choices on the side of both teams, right? You see the Conqueror Misfortune. Sometimes I see PTA on her, just because they go that Kraken Slayer build. So we're going to see what build and item choice CVTC goes. Poop My Pants on the other side has the Dark Harvest for the Jhin. I think sometimes we see Fleet Footwork just so he gets that little bit of extra mobility, has that little heal in lane. But Dark Harvest is really good if you can get those stacks early, and just his 4th shot can do so much damage with Dark Harvest. But pretty standard root choices everywhere else. Conqueror Diana is standard, guys. It's just so good on her when she gets into these extended skirmishes, when she's autoing you and, you know, zipping around and hitting you for like 3-4 autos at in a span of 2 seconds. It's kind of busted. But, you know, Lindor, as we see the W from Kuba Ori, what do you think your marquee matchup is in this game specifically?
I mean, I don't know about a marquee matchup, but me personally, I've got my eyes on this Wukong. I think Memories Be Made kind of is whipping out a bit of an off-meta pocket pick, I suppose, for himself, and I think he's gonna have to have something creative planned here, because I talked about it a little bit in Champion Select, we talked about it a little bit off air. This champion is so much better when he gets an early snowball. So looking for him to have a creative pathing route here, maybe look to get into the mid lane early and make something happen.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to his Krugs. Might go at full clear level 3 and just dip right over to the blue buff. But Poop My Pants and Gady have the push, and this is where they're strongest, right? When they're able to exert their will, exert their presence, and get the push onto the bot lane. That was a really good WQ, but I think they lost the health trade into that. Alistar's gonna have to burn maybe a potion here if he wants to stay a little bit more healthy, but they have that innate healing with the passive, and Ugly Fat Kid just trying to bully Raleigh.
Yeah, unfortunately down there in the bot side, it was the Deadly Flourish going wide there from Poop My Pants. And this top lane matchup should be fairly even, I do believe. I'm not a top laner, I don't know for sure. It looks like Ugly Fat Kid is looking to get aggressive as he gets the level 3 lead. Nice little W proc there is going to be a little bit of damage coming through. But I'm looking for Gay D and Poop My Pants to play aggressively. Maybe call Memories Be Made down to this bot lane, because the amount of lockup that they can provide here with the Alistar Jhin combo is definitely well and above the required setup you need for a game.
Yeah, Mythos Black now having a little bit of priority in their solo lanes. I think this has kind of been the standard for them, at least in the last game too. They were able to get a lot of shoving and priority for them. Bot lane is kind of just back and forth. They're ping-ponging lanes, but Tristana's going to be able to naturally shove this victory, and now look, Kled and Diana are going to invade this Wukong, this poor Wukong possibly, as he's just going to secure this Battlecraft. You're setting on a ward, Fat Kid. It's nothing much you can do there.
Yeah, and I mean, we're already starting to see why we don't think this Wukong is the best pick in the jungle. He's looking for the 6 camp clear. Is actually Engage coming down here in the bot side. Stun is going to be landing onto CBTC. King Duck's doing what he can with the Aftershock, trying to zone away some of that extra damage. Is going to be able to do so. But look at this lead already that Ad Pickle has had. He burned down his jungler much faster than Memories Be Made did. He finished up clearing that top scuttle crab, but now going to be getting the double scuttle. And Memories Be Made, he didn't even reset. He's just walking straight back down to his Krugs, looking to cycle these camps.
And Ad Pickle's here looking for a gank. Doesn't know he's on a ward here. We're going to see if TT can bait the gank here. They're really looking to bait this. This is beautiful.
Oh, 3-man knockup from Gay D. He's looking for the bait, like you say. King Ducks is going to run for the hills. Double flashes coming out. Poop My Pants goes forward. He's going to be able to get one. We have teleports coming down to the bottom side. Kuba Ori is here. They're going to be getting one onto the Jhin, but Memories Be Made has Mobster Penguin in his back pocket. 2 very, very low health parts here with Ad Pickle and Kuba. Memories Be Made finds another one. He's going to find the double kill as well. I talked about the Wukong snowball, and oh baby, we got it.
Yeah, 2-0 for Memories Be Made. A beautiful bait from Gady, just baiting Ad Pickle into that gank. I mean, they didn't even know what hit them, and you kind of may have tried to see an angle from Ugly Fat Kid. Had to push onto Shen if he would have TP, but you have to feel like he would have just been matched by Raleigh there. But there might have been an angle for him to kind of TP with that shove in and force Shen to miss something. Unfortunate on the side of Mythos Black. They were able to get a kill onto the Tristana and Diana, which are very strong carry potentials, right? These guys do a lot of damage in the early game, but 1 kill going over the Jhin. I think that was first blood going to Jhin as well, and 2 kills going over to the Wukong. That guy is going to be really scary. Oh, man.
JD looking for the engage here once again with that phase rush. Going to be able to kite out the crash down from King Dux. Nice little short trading pattern there from the Alistair here. Poop My Pants staying pretty safe back here, has a nice comfy farm lead for himself through the early stages, and this wave should be pushing into him here, so maybe they can cop a freeze and try to squeeze CVCT out of even more CS here.
Yeah, and it's good that they have the insurance on the side of Mythos Black with the Tristana mid. I mean, at one point or another, this Misfortune is going to do damage just because of how her ultimate is, and if she's behind a little bit, I mean, as long as they can get these team fights going, she can still dish out a reasonable amount of damage. But if she does get too far behind, like game 1, I mean, she'll pretty much be useless, as we see Ugly Fat Kid, you know, now being aggressed on it. That's kind of how it works. Once Shen starts to get items, and
KD goes once again. Deadly Flourish is going to land. The remount comes through for King Dux. Gets the stun down as well. Poop My Pants actually eating a ton of damage. That's going to be the Q coming through from the Rel to knock off this. Oh no, Raleigh missed the flash taunt. He's going to be able to knock down King Dux. But now, Ugly Fat Kid joining the fray with the teleport. Has to actually ultimate out of there. KD with another huge headbutt, pulverizes Ad Pickle. Just a little bit late to the party here. Maybe looking to find something. Has the level 6 available. Is going to get the dash down onto Poop My Pants. The ultimate comes through as well. It's a lot of damage, but he's too low, and he gets taken out. The headbutt away. CV is very, very low. Ugly Fat Kid here is looking for it, but Poop My Pants came back for more. He goes down. He gets the kill as the minions take out CBTCO. Boy, game 3 already popping off here, Shibby.
Yeah, and Memories Be Made, just taking some free farm in that top lane. Getting question mark picked by his own team up there as well, but gets that plate, takes it for free, denies some farm from Ugly Fat Kid, and that was just a blunder by Kled, right? If he ults in, stalls, gets that move speed for the Diana, that means they can just get there that much faster. Unfortunate misplay. Maybe there's a miscommunication on the side of Ad Pickle and Ugly Fat Kid. I mean, CVTC trying to do all he can. But the gold lead swinging into the favor of Tyrell's Tortugas. Now 1.2K gold lead, which isn't too much, but it is 8 minutes, and I believe Jhin has about a 800 gold lead on the side of himself. So he's going to be sitting pretty with that. The pickaxe, the Dune Quiver on the side of his. And if KD just keeps getting WQs and gauges like this, I mean, like that.
KD's gone a fucking killing spree, or killing train, and it just don't stop. He's going to look for that one once again. But there's some mid lane priority going over to Kuba Ori here, and with that, he's going to help Ad Pickle grab the first dragon of the game. It's going to be the Wind Dragon going over to the side of Mythos, and with that one, they're going to start things going.
Hey, that's the latest dragon being taken, right? Every other dragon was taken at 5 to the 6 minute mark. This is about an 8.5 minute Cloud Dragon, and oh my god!
Oh, the remount comes through. Raleigh goes down. Solo kill for Ugly Fat Kid in the top side. Both of these junglers, though, have their attention on the bot side. KD, he's looking for the headbutt pulverize. He flashes headbutts back into the team. Deadly Flourish. Wukong damage here as well, but now Ad Pickle flies into the backside. Wukong ultimate to try and buy some time. Cyclone burst, and he's got 2 ultimates. He does it again. He's going to take out 1, and it looks like King Dux will be the next to fall. Memories Be Made 4-0-2 here on the Monkey.
Oh yeah, we were talking all this smack, but Ugly Fat Kid getting some plates up here, but Memories Be Made doing work with his ultimate, being there for the counter ganks, and this Alistar Wukong combo is so devastating, right? We said if they were able to get to level 6, if they're able to get these team fights going, that caveat of just so much CC, I mean, CVTC, I haven't seen an ultimate come out of him yet. Oh, King,
curtain call is
Ugly Fat Kid.
And now Ugly Fat Kid charging in through, is not going to land the ultimate onto Mobster Penguin, but is going to be able to force the flash out there with the bear trap on a rope. Flash is traded here in the mid lane. Nice little roam timers, but now King Dux, he's going to be running into a Wukong. Deadly Flourish coming through as well. The damage. Going to get the crash down over the wall. Should be safe this time, but the flash off of the Rel means that engage is just that much weaker from this champion.
Yeah, and Ad Pickle, doing his best. Now Wukong picked up a Triforce plated steel caps. It's going to be so much hard, so much more difficult for Mythos Black to just get these attacks off. Four of their champions are pretty much auto attack based, right? Diana doing a lot of her damage. Not a lot, but a decent chunk of her damage with these autos and resets. And Kled, of course, and the double AD key. These plated steel caps and Ninja Tabbies are so much more valuable. And now Misfortune's gonna have to sack this wave and get zoned off. I mean, you don't want to be there unless King Dux is right behind you. Ad Pickle.
Yeah, now on the top side, Ad Pickle finds himself in a pickle. Oh, the flash from Memories to be made. He wants to finish him off. He's going to get it. The teleport here from Kuba Ori is just going to be a little bit late. Ugly Fat Kid trying to run, but he's running the wrong way, kiting away from the friendly TP. KD, maybe he went a little bit crazy there under the tower, but will be able to escape. This Wukong Shibby, we were talking smack saying how it's not good, but oh boy, Triforce is in the plated steel caps like you talked about. 5-0 and 3. This is a monkey on a mission. Oh no, Kuba Ori walked into the gravity well. He's got some return damage actually with the Buster Shot, forcing Mobster Penguin off. It is going to be the Rift Herald going over to Memories Be Made though.
Yeah, and Mythic's coming out. Oh my god, KD is just... This guy is just flashing, hex flashing off a cooldown. He doesn't care.
He's an absolute animal. They got the Shen looking to join as well. Bullet Time is going to be doing a lot of damage, but the taunt comes through to interrupt. KD still has some HP to work with, and they're going to be getting one. Now the curtains have been called down here in the bot lane. Not going to land too many shots here, though. Fancy Feet on CBTC will be surviving. But another Shen ultimate into the bot side. The snowball just don't stop. Now Memories Be Made up in the top side here once again. Shibby, the action don't stop. Ugly Fat Kid has to flash away, but the Cyclone round 2 is going to be down. Not quite going to be able to find the damage.
Yeah, 503 Monkey. That guy's looking like King Kong right now. And Monster Penguin, he's going to die here.
The burst damage coming through with the Kraken Slayer. Nicely
done. Ori, walk out. Okay. Just eat the whole storm, why don't you? Once that's yes, I guess. But really good solo kill from Kuba Ori onto Mobster Penguin. Recognizing that he doesn't have the flash up, is able to get the WE depth charge and is able to just take that kill. But that's like I said, 503 Wukong. Can you imagine if he gets onto this backline of Tristana and Misfortune? I mean, they have to play these fights exceptionally well, so only one of them dies. But top lane looks like it's gonna go down. First turret gold and plates going over to Tyrell's Tortugas, but KD, that guy will WQ you on cooldown, man!
He's back at it again, but what he doesn't know is Ad Pickle is here in the bot side. Double TPs to join. Shen and Victor looking to join the fray. King Dux on the wrong side of this one. Gonna get knocked up, and Poop My Pants claims the kill. This could be a dive angle onto the Misfortune, but Diana is here in the back pocket, and they don't want to commit too hard to the Dragon being up and available, so instead, they will turn their attention towards that. It's been non-stop action here, Shibby, but we got a 4K gold lead for Tortuga. Really starting to take control of this one.
And another Mountain Soul again. We have 3 Mountain Souls in a row now. Yep. But yeah, 4K gold lead on the side of Tyrell's Tortugas. This Wukong is 5-0 and 3. And, this is the classic,
He ain't scared of anyone. Ad Pickle with the
that guy hurts though, Memory.
For it, but yeah, maybe he does have to be scared. That's going to be the Deadly Flourish coming through, but the 1v1 kill goes in the favor of Ad Pickle. A little bit of help there on the backside by CVTC. And now, on the top side, Ugly Fat Kid capitalizing on the investment that Brawley had into the bot side with the teleport. He's going to be able to get the tower back here.
Yeah, and giving that shutdown to Diana could be detrimental later on. Diana, one of those characters that gets an item or two and just can burst your backline. I mean, she's been doing really good. Ad Pickle's been really good on getting these QW or QERs and able to get this out, but KD's just gonna WQ you again, man.
It's off cooldown once again. Gonna find the stun onto King Dux as well, but gonna eat some return damage on the backside. Poop My Pants. Choosing to clear the wave instead of looking for too much of a heavy clear there. Want to make sure that this one gets under tower, not giving the Mythos bot lane any opportunity to try and freeze the lane. And look at this, KD's fishing once again. He's in the bush. He's gonna go for it.
I can close my eyes and I'll know what happens and I can cast it perfectly, just knowing if we're on this bot lane. Yep, it's
Here
gonna
it
headbutt
goes.
Pulverize.
Deadly Flourish is in. The stun's going to come through as well, but this is going to be the Magnet Storm over the top. Poop in my pants is going to be doing exactly that as the collapse comes through. Everyone's here in the bot lane. It's the TP from Ugly Fat Kid. It's Ad Pickle joining as well. Shen ultimate was used.
Memories is here though.
Memories here to join, but I don't think they want to take a 3v2 on the bot side here just yet. It's a couple kills into the pockets of Pickle, and you know what? It's Mythos starting to claw their way back into this one.
Yeah. What was... Oh. As we see a fight under the turret. Oh, that's a beautiful...
Really big ultimate, but he's not even going to get a chance to press the R button once again. The dive continues. Pickle gets the shutdown, and it continues to be Mythos. Evening up the gold lead here. They're going to be feeling good about that one.
Yeah, and what was once a 1,500, 2,000 gold lead for Wukong, now Diana at Pickle is up 400 gold. Those shutdowns, those everything, just being able to capitalize on KD's aggression, and this guy doesn't care. He's got one button, Lindor, or actually two. I'm sorry. He's got Headbutt, and he's got Pulverize, and that's all he's gonna do.
There it is again. He's got Mobster Penguin here to join as well. Scarl's running for the hills, and Ugly Fat Kid has to do the same, but he's going to go down. Gravity Storm is now here as the Chaos Storm shredding through Pickle. Boot my pants with some help from Dark Harvest, going to finish that one off, and it is just so back and forth here on the bot side.
Yeah, and you know, oh, they trade the mid lane, but Memories Be Made is gonna get a bye-bye Misfortune.
TVTC, that's a monkey, and you do not want any part of that one. Lady with two guns is no match for an ape on a mission.
Yeah, and able to get that mid lane Kubo Ori. We haven't seen a lot from him. Got that solo kill in the mid lane onto Mobster Penguin, but just has been picking up farm, been picking up a lot of turrets and CS, and he has the highest CS right now, 178, which is a really fantastic amount for him. He's looking to join these fights sooner rather than later, but Ad Pickle giving that shutdown to I Poop My Pants. Jin has like a 2.5k gold lead onto this Misfortune, as we see.
Here
Ugly
we go
Fat Kid
again.
going on to Poop My Pants.
They want to go for the engage. Crackdown is going to miss. Pickle is here, and look at that damage. 2 items completed plus Sword Shoes means that this Diana just shreds through some health bars.
Yeah, and Pickle able to get that fantastic QR, and that's the damage we see, right? Night Harvester, Nashor, that is a very scary Diana Lindor. That is one that I don't want to see in any of my games. That is the stuff of my nightmares. I dream about it in hot sweats at night. It is so big right now. 8, 5, and 3. And Tristana has yet to join some of these fights. So we're going to have to see how Tyrell's Tortugas navigate these fights with Memories Be Made and Raleigh and Mobster Penguin and all these guys. Who can they focus? Is it the Misfortune? Is it the Diana? Is it the Tristana that has nearly 200 CS at almost 20 minutes? I mean, this guy is going for the Doing B hack, right?
He absolutely is CSing at an incredible rate. Over 10 CS a minute here so far. So fantastic job here by Kuba Ori. Like you say, hasn't really gotten into the action here too much, but has 2 items under his belt. And when he does choose to join, it might be a bit of a shocker here for Mobster Penguin and the rest of the Tortuga squad, because that is going to be one scary Tristana. Like you say, we have a dragon now on the map, and we might get yet another fight. Raleigh's ready with the Stand United. KD's into the fight, but he's gonna be in the middle of 3, looking for the kite out now. His Memories Be Made did grab the dragon, but it looks like he's gonna pay for it with this one. Or will he? It's the shuttle that's coming in. It's gonna be joining just in time. The taunt onto 3, but it's not gonna be enough.
Master Penguin with the flag
here to follow up. CBCC has to run for the hills as he charges the bullet time, and then immediately after the top, Magnet Storm is gonna be coming in as Kuda. He's here. Kuba with the triple kill. 6-1-1. He's finally showing up to a fight, and he's shredding through the entire Tortuga squad.
Is that guy Super Mario? That man's Goomba stomping on everybody. King Ducks with the beautiful Magnet Storm. Ad Pickle is able to get the follow damage, and like you said, Kuba is here to play. They have the Rift Herald. This could be the inhibitor with how much pushing power they have. They can reset, get the Baron after this, and Tyrell's Tortugas with that fantastic lead in the early game is now watching this game slip away slowly.
Absolutely. It was a 2k gold lead for Tortugas through the majority of this game, but that fight has just absolutely turned it on its head. It's now a 3k gold lead for the side of Mythos. this Wukong, off to such a hot start, has now died a couple times back to back to back. His entire jungle being taken away from him here now. And you said it, Shibby. Baron is the next objective alive. And these team fights starting to look real damn scary for Tortuga.
Yeah, and you still have that gold lead on the side of Jin, still about, 1.2 or 2k gold lead, as Ugly Fat Kid will have to take a 1v1, going to be a 1v2 pretty soon. Fat Kid, just get out of there, buddy.
That's the Cyclone coming down. Cyclone round 2 electric. Boogaloo is going to be there as well. Nice pick off there from Memories being made. Mobster Penguin grabs an assist as well. And luckily for them, the whole team from Mythos was resetting, so there's no threat on the Baron or anywhere else on the map, so they're able to grab that pick off free of charge.
And I wanted to highlight the gold leads on the side of Tyrell Tortuga, right? Jin, about 2,000 gold lead ahead of Misfortune, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
You toggle it and you look at Diana, she's about a 1,500 gold lead ahead of this Wukong, but really the discrepancy is, as I'm not allowed to speak, oh my god.
Mobster Penguin just gets deleted. It's now going to be the Stand United as Pickle goes golden for a second. The shield comes through.
Pickle!
The Conqueror is stacked. The damage is not enough. They can't finish her off. Oh my word, Shibby, she lives through it all, and they get 3 for 0.
That is a 3 for 0. That is Baron, and now where is Tyrell? KD, I know what you're gonna do, man. You're gonna WQ, you're gonna headbutt, pulverize, and do some damage, but that's all you can do, my friend. And the Conqueror is that coming in. This Diana looking scarier and scarier with the Zhonya's, with the needlessly large rod, and she's just so scary. 10, 5, and 8. They're just gonna shred through this Baron pretty quickly. Mythos Black is gonna pick up this Baron, probably go for a 1-3-1 or a 3-1-1, however you want to situate the lanes, but just the amount of pushing power that they have with this double ADC, you have to believe these turrets are gonna go down quicker than you expect.
Absolutely. They already have the pressure in the mid lane with that inhibitor being down. They're gonna spend the time to steal away some of these jungle camps as well, really start to have a stranglehold on this game. But now Memories, he wants it. Looking for the Cyclone, is going to land it onto one, but Mobster Penguin just gets eviscerated. JD in the middle of the fight trying to do what he can, but it's a double kill for the Diana. Raleigh running for the hills. Poop and KD can't do anything either. Pickle? It's an ad Pickle show here, Shibby. Oh no, Raleigh, we were looking for more, but why? He's going to go down as well. And now the teleport into the mid lane here from Kuba Ori. This could be the end angle. They have the Baron up. They've got super minions in the mid lane. Pickle is here. He's the man with the plan. He's got 13 kills, and he is on a mission. Ooh, KD going for the engage, trying to buy time, but it's just going to be burgers on the menu. You can add Pickle with that one, and it's Mythos Black taking game 3, taking the series, and moving on.
And the only thing that's going to be here is, like you said, memories will be made for Tyrell Tortuga. The memory of their quarterfinals dreams ending here. Mythos Black taking game 2, getting the reverse sweep, running it back with this Diana and Pickle. That guy was insane, but not to be overlooked is this Tristana, right? 7, 1, and 6. 200 and 14 CS at 23 minutes. I mean, just the amount of pressure and damage that they were able to put on. This Diana putting on a show. Highest damage in the game, 24,000 here. And, Lindor, where did it all go wrong for Tyrell's Tortugas? Because they were at a 3K gold lead at around 15 minutes. They were pushing the pace. Memories Be Made was making the right calls, making the right plays with KD and Poop My Pants. But, when did it all fall downhill?
The one moment I can think of is that third dragon, the mountain dragon, not that long ago, where they opted to DPS the dragon, they took it down, but then the team from Mythos just collapsed onto the fight. We saw 2 members of Tortugas just get absolutely exploded by the Diana, and from there it was just an easy cleanup by Kuba and the rest of the squad. And I mean, that was really where the gold swung. Up to that point, it was Tortugas in the driver's seat. It was the Wukong really off to the races, but unfortunately for them, that one fight, it was a clean 5 for 0. It got Tortugas the dragon, but they lost the fight, and then the push into the mid lane from Mythos, they got 3 towers and an inhibitor off that, and it was probably like a 5k gold swing just off that one fight. So I think that's the one moment where it really went sideways.
Yeah, and if you're on the side of Mythos Black. I mean, you look at this, you look at the compositions you're running, you look forward onto your quarterfinals match. Now the person who's playing you has game tape on you. They know what you like to play. They know what kind of champions you like to play. AD mid seem to be Kuba Ori's favor. They can look to ban that Tristana out, that Serafina, but it feels like, the highlight of this team, the people that really can perform when under pressure are Kuba Ori and Ad Pickle. So expect them to get a lot of bans thrown their way, a lot of stuff going their way. But, King Dux can overcommit to that roam like he did in game 1. He reined it back in, didn't roam as much. Was just able to be a solid team fight presence with the Nautilus and with the Rel in games 2 and 3, and was able to kick off a lot of these engages. I mean, the Magnet Storms from her was beautiful, right? Combo with Pickle, like you said. And it feels like if Piccolo gets onto a champion that he's comfortable with, he can set the tempo, he can set the pace for Mythos Black. It feels like they can kind of just run the game over, and they understand how to end it for them.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially in that game, they cracked the mid inhib, immediately turned their eyes towards the Baron, got another couple of pickoffs. It really wasn't even a full team fight victory, and were able to just end it off of that, realizing how strong they were in the moment, realizing that Pickle and Kuba so strong in those final moments, and able to just put the pedal to the metal and finish things off and come away with a series victory that, honestly, after game 1, I didn't have very high hopes for them. So keeping that mental game strong, coming back in game 2 with a vengeance, and even the comeback victory here in game 3 shows a lot of character for this squad. So congratulations to them. We are going to be ending things off here, but just real quick, Shibby, I got to pose this one last question to you, because we need an MVP for this series. Who you got?
Man, an MVP of this series. It's definitely going to be on Mythos Black's side. I think I have to give it. I think this player had really good performances in both game 2s and 3. I mean, you could easily look to somebody like Ad Pickle or King Dux, who did really well, but I think Kuba Ori is my MVP, and it might be a weird one, right? Considering the performance that Pickle had in game 3, and considering the performance that King Dux had in game 2, but Kuba Ori just mid-gapped both games, right? I mean, on the Yone was able to punish, Tyrell Tortugas' most played mid laner, right? Oriana, I think he has over like 100+ games on that. And when you can do that to somebody, when you can take the challenge, take the matchup against someone's most played champion, flip it on them and make them not confident and able to mid gap it on something like Yone. I mean, that just allows for so much mid control, so much pressure. It was able to flex Tristana as well and take it in and hit a 7-1-4 scoreline. I mean, we talked about it, right? Early in game 3. We haven't seen Kuba Ori join these fights. The moment he joined the fight is the moment that Gold, like you said, swung. It was a moment he got a quadra kill, was able to swing the fight over. So my MVP is Kuba Ori, guys. Lindor, do you have anything different, or do you agree?
No, I 100% agree with you. Kuba Ori in that game 3, like you said, he was the difference maker in that fight. Game 2, really taking it to the Oriana, like you talked about. And even in game 1, I mean, sure, it wasn't a great game for the Mythos squad, but if there's anyone that was sort of a shining light in that game, it was Kuba on that Victor. He had a triple kill in a couple of different fights, was really trying to do what he could from a deficit. So congratulations to him, performing incredibly here in this series. He is our series MVP, and congratulations to Mythos for continuing to get the victory here, going down in game 1, but coming back with 2 strong victories in game 2 and game 3. So they're going to be moving on, and that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you to both the teams for putting on an incredible show tonight. Thank you to Risen for the production, and a big thanks to you, Shibby, for being alongside me for this ride. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we will see you next time.